should have had you play the sad music.
Yeah. Can you? It won't be on camera. I just can't light this.
Welcome to another live session at the Blunt Lab. I am Al, joined by my brothers Marcus, Matt, Rick, and we are joined by a special guest, James.
What up, James? What up?
What's happening, fellas?
What's up?
Chilling.
What's up, boys?
Yes. Let's jump right on into this. Well, welcome, James. Pleasure to meet you.
Yes, sir.
Pleasure to meet you as well. Thanks for having me.
Oh, no worries at all. No worries at all. Let's get this going. Episode 9 of Daredevil.
Hey.
So because of the production issues, they split this up, like I said in the last episode. So we're getting 9 episodes this season, 9 episodes. The next one, not sure when that's coming up. But with this episode, boy, oh boy, I love the way Kingpin and the Punisher kill people.
Yes.
That was gross, bro. Like squeezing that dude's head like that.
Dude,
insane,
that you see, Marcus, because you haven't watched this show, watching Kingpin do that took me back to an episode of Game of Thrones where Pedro Pascal got his head popped like a pimple, and just maybe a little worse than this, but at least you got to see this, the way he just, dude, the way my man's face and head just ripped. I'm like, damn, Kingpin.
That's an enormous amount of strength to pull something like that off, like to squeeze somebody's head.
Did you see? Did you see? He wasn't even like, it didn't even look like he was straining. Maybe just a little bit. Just a little bit.
He was having fun doing it, bro. That was crazy.
It's almost like it was.
And
I love that everybody was there to witness it. Like, so this can be you. Know that if you fuck up, this can be you.
Pimpin'. I had the biggest smile on my face when he was squeezing the shit out of that motherfucker.
I just know you did.
I was thinking it the whole time too. I was like, Homelander Al is gonna be like awesome. I was like, well, it just got a couple points back for me, you know.
But like the commissioner, like, why was he slipping like that? Like, why was he? I get what he was trying to do, but it's like you do know that this dude has power, right, within this whole place. So I don't know, man. Like, I felt like he wasn't on his P's and Q's, and he paid for it.
And I knew old girl was gonna snitch him out. There was no way she wasn't gonna snitch him out.
Yeah.
And the commissioner had been fucking up. Yeah. I mean, the commissioner has been fucking up since that party? Like, you don't have secret meetings in public like that.
Yeah.
You don't say what you said to this lady right outside this dude's office.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like rookie moves, man.
Do you think it was a predictable thing that happened though, Mark, or was it like a setup for what's going to happen in next season?
Right. That's a good. Yeah.
I think a little bit of both.
Yeah, a little bit of both.
I think it's one of those. It was obvious because they wanted us to bear back on. You know how they show shit so that they can use it later? That's exactly how I felt about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also blaming the production shit on this as well.
That too.
Like, you know, it looks like some of the episodes were a little rushed, and like I said, some of these episodes don't really match up with the story they're trying to tell in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully they've got the second season, those last 9 episodes wrapped up to where, you know, it's not.
I think it's the same
people are confused.
Like the same team.
Hopefully
the same, like all 9 episodes next season, I think.
So what's the big
James, are you watching Daredevil?
I'm sorry?
Are you watching Daredevil?
I've watched it in the past. I'm not watching the new ones, and I'm not really sure what the end result is supposed to be either. So I'm just trying to follow what you guys are talking about. My son watches a lot of this stuff, and I've watched a lot of it with him, but not this new.
Did you enjoy the first rendition of the Daredevil?
Yeah, I love all any Marvel, any of that stuff. I love in movies. I just didn't read like a lot of comic books growing up. But all of it's fun to watch. My son loves all of it, and so do I.
So the show should be a lot better for you since you haven't read the comics. Like with some of us who have read or know a little bit about these, you know, there's certain things that'll piss us off.
Mhm.
Because you know who's
Especially
supposed
with
to
the
be
king.
winning.
Yep.
Yeah, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Now,
It's an
like
expectation
with
thing.
King,
It's an expectation thing when you read it.
Exactly.
mhm.
That makes
That's how it
sense.
is for
And
everything.
Yeah, it's like watching a
and I
movie
don't
that you've read
mind.
the book on and being pissed off when it's not the same.
Mm-hmm.
That
And
makes sense.
you know, it's not terrible when they switch up how a character looks, if you will.
But just stay faithful to the source material
Yes.
as closely as
Yes.
possible. It's good to switch it up, be
Yes.
unique, but man, don't just discredit the whole source material. Like, no, we're just gonna do something completely different.
I like the first
Now,
Daredevil more than I've liked this first season of the new series. Personally.
well, they certainly put more work into the first. I don't want to say, you know, again, it is the production shit, the strike, all that mess. I know they had a lot of shit going on. I don't want to make excuses for this season as opposed to the first rendition of it, but hopefully they got their shit wrapped up to where the last 9 episodes are good to go.
Let's say I would hope so.
And you know what else too? Like, why didn't them cats kill the Punisher, bro? Like when they had him tied up. Like, why not kill him? Like, why are we keeping him alive to play this game? Because you know he's getting out.
Well, they
Yeah,
probably
yeah. I
have-
mean, okay. You
too
say that. That
dangerous.
means you didn't watch the end credits then.
No,
Mhm.
I saw the end credits. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
He's getting out. Because
Yeah,
he
for
played,
sure.
oh boy, like, oh yeah, man, like let's talk. Snatched him up. I'm like, why not just go ahead and put a bullet in Frank Castle?
And
Like,
my
you
man's
know
a
how dangerous
complete
he is.
dumbass.
Yeah.
My man's a complete dumb. Why would you be shaking the hand of someone sitting behind a cell?
That
Why would you
dangerous.
even
Like
think that
somebody-
would be cool?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody that dangerous.
That's a bad move for sure.
Now,
I mean, I did love
before he ends up in that cage,
it. Oh,
I don't know why he went in there and how he slipped up towards the end, but this dude massacred a ton of those dudes. And the
He's
way he
ready,
was
man.
burying his knife into the flesh of these motherfuckers, pardon my Francais, like, dude.
but you know the Punisher has a death wish, man. Like he's ready to die
Oh.
at like any moment. You know.
Well,
I
it's
mean,
his
being
whole
a type
shtick.
of person like that, you gotta expect it at some point.
His shtick.
That's true.
One scene kind of took me back to Punisher Warzone. I don't know if you remember in Punisher Warzone where my man comes into the house, he's rescuing old girl, and he's leaving, and he shoots that cop right in the head. He's like, "God damn it, Frank!"
Yeah.
In this episode, Matt Murdock is over there on one side, beating the hell out of these dudes, as to where Punisher's on the other side of the room, shooting one in the face,
Killing him.
shooting one in the ribs, stabbing one in. And essentially, he has his moment where he's like, "God damn it, Frank, stop!" You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Frank's like, "Shut the fuck up, dude. I got shit to do over here."
For real.
The way he
They
kills.
need to get these few Marvel guys that kill all together in one, like where you have like Deadpool,
Yeah.
Punisher,
Deadpool, yeah.
these guys that actually kill motherfuckers, because there's only a few of them, and put them all in one together.
Mm-hmm.
And thank
I mean,
you,
they
and thank
should.
you,
I think
Disney,
they
for
Yeah, thank you,
Disney for
ruining that.
keeping the blood and the gore. Yeah, you know, thank you for not ruining and like
No,
Well,
you
they're
can't
gonna
make
childing it up.
You can't make the Daredevil show and make it PG. Like you can't
Right.
do that. That's
It's-
not. There's no point.
Even in the
You
comic
can't make
books,
it PG.
even in the
Exactly.
comic books, from my opinion, from what I've seen, they're not even close to PG.
Mm-mm.
They're
At
like
all.
they're like Mortal Kombat when you had the blood code in Sega Genesis. To me,
Yeah.
you know, that was like that to me
Oh,
was like
Good
the
old
ultimate
days.
thing ever. You know, like I was like, oh, we can see the blood on the screen. Like this is it.
Yes.
I want to uppercut everybody onto the spikes. That's all I did. You know, like fatality again. Yeah, I used Scorpion every time, and everybody got pissed, but I won.
But I will say this, James. I know Rick is having a little bit of beef with this particular season of the Daredevil, but
Okay.
essentially, I've enjoyed these 9 episodes.
I have
They've
to.
been,
I have
Yeah.
to.
Who's it based on? Who wants to
especially-
win? I mean, I don't know who wins
Well,
in the end. I don't want to spoil it for myself, but I really could care less. I'm going to watch it eventually anyway. I'd rather know right now. But
Well,
I
it
don't know.
clearly is
I'm
not
going-
over. It's cliffhanger. It's not like it's not a defend. There's nothing definitive about the end of it at all. But it's doing a really good job. Like it's happening here lately. If it makes you feel any better, is the real focal point in this particular
Mhm.
series is the bad guy. You know what I mean? Is the antagonist. and he's doing a tremendous job. I mean,
Okay.
he's one of the best villains that to be out in quite some time. But it's an amazing actor too.
But even the Penguin show, I
Mhm.
mean, they did a really good job of portraying the Penguin as being like
I was
the
rooting for
main.
the Penguin in that
Yeah,
show.
to be
like,
honest, they
Exactly.
did a good job
From the
with it in
beginning part.
that show too.
Until
Yeah.
the end, though. Until the end of the Penguin, I was rooting for him too.
Yeah,
When he did
same.
that to the kid. Like, nah, man.
Yeah,
That's where they did the last
that's where he went
episode. Like they
overboard.
did.
Yeah, you went too far.
Yeah.
You didn't have to
But
kill
they
him.
have to. I
Not
mean,
to go too far off.
they have to.
Not to go too far off, but the kid had to die. You saw that kid dying in the beginning.
Mhm.
See,
The second he
like,
put him in the grave and was going to shoot him, that told you that the Penguin was going to take him out.
It had
But
to
in this
happen
one-
because Penguin is a villain, and they had to reestablish that he is a villain. He's not the
Well,
hero of this.
I'd
And
agree
that's
with
why
that.
you just watched the head get popped. It's the same reason you just watched that head get popped in this episode.
Sure.
I think he's just looked more
Mhm.
human from like the time I've been watching Batman, the Penguin,
Yes.
the Joker, the Riddler, and all
Yeah.
that. They're just remaking it in a way that's more relatable.
Real. Yeah.
Mhm.
And the purple whip. I was like, yeah, he's gonna die eventually. Like that's the first thing I thought. Like this dude's cool, but like you're going down, bro. Like if you already have that, like, and you're working with these dudes, like they should have already told you not to do that, or maybe they
Sure.
did and you didn't listen. I don't know.
And that was exactly my point about Kingpin. Like Kingpin is in this role. This role it should be called Kingpin, not fucking Daredevil. You know what I mean? At the end of the day.
Okay.
that's what I
I
liked
think we're
about
going to
this.
get to see. Go ahead, man.
That's what I liked about this newest
I'm
episode.
gonna get
is
caught up on
you-
it now.
You kind of saw Daredevil fighting his own demons in this episode, to where it kind of was like portraying more of his story instead of just Kingpin, where
Yeah.
it's sort of been focused on the Kingpin. This episode kind of was like, okay,
And it
we're
and
gonna
it
show
goes
you what's
back.
up. Hmm.
Yeah.
And it goes back to where Daredevil went to go speak with Frank
Yep.
to kind of get him to validate and or give him permission to open up those demons. Because like, dude,
Mhm.
there comes a time, yeah, you can whoop somebody's ass. They might learn.
Mhm.
But there comes a time where if you kill somebody and enough people see it, that lesson takes on a whole new meaning.
Hmm.
You learned it a whole lot quicker.
Yeah.
Because look at everybody's face. That was, dude, even the black guy, the fresh dude. All right. He's like, if I throw up, you saw it in his face. He's like, if I throw up, because he was about to, he's like, if I throw up, this nigga's going to kill me.
Yeah.
Because you know what? We have no room for weakness. No room. Because you know what? These guys aren't beating people up. They're killing people.
Hmm.
Yeah. That's
So
what
that shit
Daredevil-
to where,
That's his issue. It's like, dude, this game that you're playing, like they're not playing the same game with you. Like they're killing people, they're ending people. You want justice. Screw all that.
Safety first.
and what did Frank say? He was like, if these bastards come up here, I'm not playing patty cake with them.
No.
Penny,
That's
you
right,
saw
you
he
shouldn't.
definitely wasn't playing patty cake with
No.
those motherfuckers.
I'm interested to see
Let
what
me
happens
tell you.
with Bullseye. Because I would assume that he's become an enemy of Fisk as well. Because he tried to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he has to at that
And
point.
he's a vigilante, technically.
Mhm.
Even I don't remember Bullseye ever being like an anti-hero in the comics. I mean, again, this is one of those things that we're talking about.
Yeah, they're
It's
trying to make the
interesting to
villain,
switch it up.
yeah. I was
Yeah.
trying to make the villain, yeah,
humanize
you know.
Like they have to humanize the villain. You know, Disney does that with all their remakes. They have to humanize the villain.
Like this is why he became the villain, if you will.
Yeah.
But I don't necessarily hate that, because I mean, if you look at it from the standpoint of, you guys read all the comics, you've seen this, done that, read that, you kind of have already, you're watching a show where you know what's going to happen. If they hit you with something crazy, you're like, holy fuck, I didn't expect that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From
you don't
my
you don't
perspective, watching it with my son, I feel exactly the same way.
Hmm.
But you don't expect Bullseye to be a bitch though, or a snitch,
No,
No.
or to switch sides, you know.
No, but I see Bullseye killing people though.
that's always against the rules, I think.
You know,
Homelander out. Homelander out.
Like,
Um,
Bullseye and Daredevil team up at points. I can see that happening.
Definitely.
But what do you give it, Alec? What do you give the series of this point, the volume 1 of the series in this episode?
Ooh.
Volume 1 right now, as it stands, gets 3 out of 5 votes. Man.
3 out of 5.
Yeah, that's-
3 out of 5.
That's
Yeah.
low.
I'm surprised by that.
Wow.
You know, again, they need to put.
Okay.
Again, this is Marvel. This is Marvel. Now, look, you can give me. You know, again, I didn't want folks to like shit on the. Look, I'm just giving the excuses that are given to me about this. Look, I don't give a fuck about no production issues, whatever the fuck you guys got going on. You assholes got millions of dollars.
That's
Get
true.
your shit together. Hire the people you fucking need to do the fucking job correctly,
Mhm.
and give me the shit that we fucking expect.
Hey, big bro. I
All
got a
that gay
question
shit
for
they
you.
were doing with all those other with the other movies and those agendas they were trying to push. Look, get over that fucking shit. All right, give me what's in the fucking comics.
Hey,
Give me
big
what
bro.
I enjoy. Let's see what the fuck we want to see. Shelf the gay shit. If you want to
Oh my
invent a
God,
gay
sorry,
superhero,
YouTube.
if you want to
Sorry,
invent a
YouTube.
gay superhero,
2025, man. It's
by
gonna
all
be some gay
means.
shit.
Yeah.
It most definitely is 2025. I'll give you
It's
that.
gonna be some gay shit. It's okay.
You know,
Nah,
if
I
you
got
want
a
some gay
question,
shit,
bro.
invent some gay shit. Don't take a superhero that isn't gay
Wow.
and make him gay. That's not the kind of shit we want to see.
They haven't done that on Daredevil.
I would agree with that
Man.
1,000%.
Man.
Shit.
Have you seen these
Maybe
past movies?
10,000%. Honestly,
No.
Yeah.
You know what?
I think I would agree with you. If I can interrupt you for a second, 100,000%. Only because, in my opinion, that's if people want to do that, that's really not my business at all. But
Yeah.
if my son's gonna watch, a Netflix series or wherever these things are, and it's been changed immediately, to me, it's very reminiscent of old Disney, who kind of made a lot of things just really nice and cartoony for kids. And we're way past that, I think, when information's so readily available to Americans. It's really
Thor:
silly
Love and Thunder.
to have. Yeah. Yeah, there
It
you
should
go.
be Gay Thunder. That's what the fuck that was.
Hey, that was a
Agreed.
good movie, though. That was a
Was
good
it?
movie.
And you guys,
It's-
Hugh just chimed in and said that it looks like Al woke up on the wrong side of the bed. To the homosexual community, well, you already know how Al feels if you're watching the show.
Yeah,
But-
I got nothing but love
but
for
Al,
you
what are you
guys,
talking
but don't turn heroes that aren't
not-
gay.
But there's not any of that in Daredevil, though.
Or just say this is a homosexual version or something like that if you want to, but just not, hey, this is what happened in the comics, because that's confusing for kids, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
know,
remember anybody.
Especially
they might
middle
as well-
school kids, high school kids. I mean, just kids in general. If you're 18 and you don't know better, it might be confusing for you too.
That's true.
they might as well have put Thor in a skirt in Love and Thunder. I mean,
Oh,
come on.
stop.
Right.
But no,
Yeah.
Al, I got
That
a
would be
question.
that'd be wild if they did that. I don't.
You gave.
I mean-
you gave
I
the show
mean-
a 3. You gave it a
That'd
3.
be
right?
insane.
A 3. Yeah.
What did you give Twisted Metal again? I wish I had.
What scale is it?
It's up to 5 blunts. Sorry, James, we
Yeah.
didn't describe that yet.
I'm sorry. No, you're good. I watched the previous episode, but okay. So
I mean, if you want to
3
bring
out of
up
5.
Twisted Metal, homie, I mean,
No,
as
I
far
just
as I'm
wish we had
concerned,
that.
Twisted Metal gets 3.5 to 4 blunts out of me.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, don't
bro,
you
there's
dare
no
be
world.
disrespectful.
There's
Mark-
no
Marcus-
world that this show is better than Twisted Metal is better than the show. Twisted Metal is one of the worst shows in modern television.
Well,
I'm sorry.
You know, first off, you're
You're
disrespectful.
not sorry.
You're not
Well,
sorry.
you're right. I'm not sorry.
You're light skinned. You're disrespectful.
I love you guys.
All right.
And I appreciate that you guys love it. I'm just here for my truth.
Two
My
different
truth
shows,
is-
but
No,
Twisted
that's
Metal was
not-
put together. The production was good to go. Just because you didn't like the
Oh,
corniness about
No
it. This show,
excuse, Lynn. They got no excuse. At least Daredevil have production issues. What's Twisted Metal's excuse? To suck
production
that
issues. There's more money in Marvel than there is for Twisted Metal. What kind of production issues you gonna have in Marvel when you have all that fucking money? But you know what? They're so busy
Hey.
trying to be gay,
Marvel's been
can't get
fucking
their
up
shit
lately.
straight.
To be fair, Marvel
So-
has had issues for the last, since the pandemic.
Yeah, since they let gay people
been a mess.
fucking direct and write most of these fucking scripts.
Yo,
Oh my
we're
God.
getting took down after
Yeah, I
this
don't
show.
know what's
Once the show is uploaded, and we're done.
It's been a good
So,
couple of
so
years.
who's Marvel's rival, and which is your favorite, if you don't mind me asking?
I mean, DC is the only real rival.
And that
Maybe
ain't
not.
a rival.
So which is your favorite?
Look,
Is there a
Marvel's
favorite?
my favorite.
They're all Marvel boys. I'm the only DC one.
Well,
okay.
Marvel is just
Here's the
better.
thing.
All right.
That's
So
really
so you
not
brought
true.
me in here. So you brought me in here to be on your side of this conversation.
That's exactly what that
I
was.
That's
never
really-
asked.
Because
that's
it's
really
a
not
5.
true.
There's a whole okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Just take what DC's been. Look what DC's been doing.
I don't
Okay.
ever defend DC
The
movies.
only-
You know that.
Now, before just so we can get back on track, DC, the only good thing they've put out
Penguin.
what, Man of Steel,
Batman.
No, that was trash too.
the first Wonder Woman.
I don't really
Dark
like
Knight.
Cable.
Yeah, well, the
Dark
first
Knight's
few
good.
Batmans
Wait,
were
so we're
really
not going to
good.
talk about Batman at all?
I was gonna say the first few Batmans were very
There's
good.
so
The
many
new one-
renditions. I mean,
the new Batman can
I
fuck
mean,
off though.
There's
I like
none of
the new
them
Batman.
I don't like. I don't think. I think I like all of them in one way or another.
Huey always on it, man.
No,
Here-
I've seen the really old ones when I was little. I watched the old ones like on TV.
Mhm.
So
DC, like
I mean,
Marvel.
I love Batman. I've always loved Batman.
Well,
Superman
I've always
too,
loved
but
Batman.
Yeah,
The Joker is one of my favorite villains.
me
Bane
too.
is one of my favorite assassins.
Same.
Mhm.
I love the dark side of things, and of
Right.
course, I
That's
love
what
watching.
Batman's about.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Batman is a dude. He doesn't have superpowers. He's a dude.
Exactly.
So
That's what I
that
love
makes it
about
more relatable.
And I grew up watching him be in like the mansion and all that with the big bat kid. Like to me, that was like the coolest thing ever.
And
Every
I'll say
kid's dream.
the original Justice League was very fucking good too. I used to watch that shit a lot growing up, and that shit was very good. I don't know why they went
The
away
movie?
from that type of stuff. No, the show, the animated
Oh,
show,
oh.
it's like
Oh,
from the
yeah.
60s or 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah,
something
I'll
like
give you
that.
that for sure.
Now
That shit was
here's
very good.
Their
Here's where it is.
animation
DC
studio is amazing. They got that.
And when you look
DC
at
has
when you look
ed-
at finances, it was really, 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 really good. That's why
Yeah,
people
DC
at Pixar get paid so much. I mean, it was insane.
DC has the animation on lock.
Yeah.
But when it comes to their live action movies, like, come on, man. Like what Marvel did with this past season of Daredevil, you have no fucking excuse to give me bullshit.
I was gonna say,
All your good content is already written. If you want to change certain things, cool. But all that shit's already written. It's put there for you. You have the money. Marvel already put the blueprint out for you.
Mhm.
But yet you're busy trying to make things funny when they're not supposed to be.
Yeah. That was Stone's
Everything-
issue. They
yeah.
tried to make it into too much.
They tried to put
comedy.
him in a skirt. Look, we know what bathroom you need to go into. All right. Pick up your damn hammer and be a man. All right.
I
Tuck in your
said,
skirt.
let me get back to it though. I think this Daredevil show is a big step in the
Excuse
right
me.
direction as far as
Yes.
what
It
they're
is.
trying
Yes.
to accomplish.
Mhm.
All right, so
What do you give it?
And
What do you give it, Marcus?
I would give it a 4, man. I haven't had an issue with it. I haven't
So
had
that's-
any issue with the show.
That's about where I'm at too. 3.75 to 4. Like it's very well. Also taking into consideration all the bullshit that they have going on outside of the show itself.
Mhm.
And that was a production issue showing it's
Next
like the
season's
episode
gonna
of
be
The
a
Bank. Mm-hmm. Well,
Well,
yeah,
What's
I
the,
expect
bullshit,
this.
what's the bullshit aside from what I've heard already?
So with this season, again, like Rick mentioned, they're trying to highlight the Kingpin and what he's doing, what he's setting up,
Mm-hmm.
and what he's about to do in the 5
Got it.
boroughs. There are about 2 or 3 episodes that have absolutely nothing to do with
Mm-hmm.
what's going on. You have the episode at the bank. The episode at the bank I
So
enjoyed.
3 intro episodes so far.
Yeah, you would call them throwaway, but they were still
Right.
good episodes. They just had
Okay.
nothing to do with the story.
They
All right.
focus
Again,
more
falls-
on certain issues. Like the bank was just about the bank, and but
Okay.
it was about Daredevil.
I got
But-
you.
back to being himself.
But the way this episode ends,
Oh yeah.
you see Kingpin has an army,
Okay.
like an army, backing him up.
Mm-hmm.
So everything, and even in those throwaway episodes, is kind of showing you that Daredevil is going to need Spider-Man,
Yeah.
Miss Marvel,
Mhm.
Yeah, that's the
Luke
setup.
Cage,
Iron
Jessica.
Fist.
Now, I don't know what they're going to do about Iron Fist because I heard they're not going to bring back the first guy who played Iron Fist, which,
Mhm.
hey, dude, it's not that you're a bad actor, but, maybe they should have used a stunt double for all your fight scenes because you fucking suck. But with that being said, Daredevil is going to need the help of those people and the help of the 5 boroughs to kind of flip what the Kingpin's done. Because what the Kingpin has done, he did that shit overnight,
Which
Yeah.
I
and it
think
wasn't that hard. It
that goes
wasn't
to
that hard.
play in with all
makes
this
sense.
multiverse stuff, to where
Yes.
he's in another universe or whatever, however you want to call it.
Alternate universe, right?
It works out well with the story that Marvel's taken on, especially
Mhm.
with all the Doctor Strange and all the Spider-Man shit that
Yep.
they pulled in with the
Yeah.
last big Marvel movies.
Okay.
What was the movie
yep.
we just? What's the name of the movie? I'm stupid, man. It's her name. We just reviewed it, and she's Kingpin. One of the ones that Kingpin took in. And
Echo.
Yeah, like Echo, like that's got to kind of come into a play with that shit too, because they already lined it up. She's got to be getting involved at some point too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she'll
Definitely.
have to. She'll have to. They'll need her.
Kingpin should show up in like Spider-Man's next movie. Like he should show up in like everybody else's projects.
I'm excited for that new
The
Spider-Man.
the overarching villain of like every story in that region. Like he should be that like Thanos.
Now to wrap things up, I don't want all the gays to think that I hate you guys. I love all the gays. I love all the bis. All I was saying is leave my fucking heroes alone. They didn't come up wearing a fucking skirt. Don't put them in a skirt. That's all I'm saying. But I still got love for you guys. Now moving on.
I want to interrupt real quick, if you don't mind, just to say,
what's up, buddy?
All my gay friends would probably agree with you. I think male and female alike.
More power. Hey, my brothers.
I don't think any of them would disagree with what you're saying, and
high five to all of them.
And I agree with you. All of them. Yeah, and I agree with you as well.
Yeah, that's a mission statement that's going on when you see that shit. No.
Yeah, because I don't want to be called a gay basher. That's the last thing I am. I got a ton of gays in the family. They know how it is.
I don't like the word homophobic at all, because I just feel like it's a silly word to say that somebody would be scared in some way of anyone gay, because I get along great with any of them that I meet, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. And most of them you wouldn't even know.
Extended family as well. So yeah.
And most of them you wouldn't even know. So it's like, come on now, let's just
or they're just tough about it when I was growing up, and you just have to respect it or get beat up.
I've seen you don't want to get beat up by gay dudes.
I've seen that in person. It's embarrassing.
Yes.
Yeah.
You don't want to get caught.
It's a tough thing to watch. It's a tough thing to watch if you're friends with the person, but I've seen it in person, and it was at that time a friend, and I really felt bad for him. I don't now, because it was his fault, but that's a story for another day.
Oh shit.
Man, oh man. Episode 2 of The Last of Us. Now, I told you guys, I called it. I don't know if I called it in the last episode or the episode before this, but it was like, because I knew it was going to happen, the tears didn't flow, but they almost came. They almost came, bro. They almost came.
You almost sound like you're with the gay crew.
So I was watching it out.
It's all right to cry. It doesn't make you
crazy.
That's AOL.com. Babe. How dare you?
This is the type of stuff my son says to me, man.
My wife just commented that I cried. Now it almost happened, but it didn't.
Yo, Dice walked in the room right as I'm watching the scene where it's all going down, and she's like, "Are you crying?" I'm like, "Fuck you, woman."
Cried too.
That's the same thing Micah said to me, because she laughed because she hears Ellie pleading for his life, and my wife laughed. It made me laugh that my wife laughed, because I'm like, damn, I am rubbing off too much on this woman.
Yeah,
but I'm like, babe, that's terrible.
She's turning into Homelander's wife. She's turning into Homelander's wife.
You laugh, you don't cry, man.
My wife just kind of like chuckles under her breath in a way that's like just loud enough for me to hear from a separate 2-person couch that we're watching the movie on. She just kind of like glances to the side and just like that, and I'm like, did you cough, or was that a laugh? And she's like, I'm watching the movie. Like, okay, like I'm not crying though, just so you know. Like, I had something.
So did you catch this episode, James?
I did, yeah.
Now, did you play the game?
No, I was watching it in the background while I was doing something on my computer. So I just caught like the highlights. I kept looking up and forgetting what I was doing. I had to type something that should have took the time of that, and it took like 2 hours after, because I did a couple other things too. I'm a little ADHD like that.
I texted my little brother. I was like, hey, he told me he was going to watch it. I was like, when you're done watching it, just text me back one word. Just one word about how you feel about the episode. Just one word. Because, dude, again, I called it. I knew it was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Ellie gonna make it easy.
Look, Ellie Yes, our wives did laugh at us while we cried. You know, I
course
didn't
you
cry.
do.
God
Of
damn it!
course you do.
All right, I said it
Anytime.
almost.
You just admitted it. You cried.
No.
Look, this was a very, very
Homelander cries. I've seen Homelander cry.
yeah, especially when he got that breast milk squirted in his face. But either
All
way,
That'll make any man cry
I'll digress.
if it hits your eye at least.
when she shot Joel in the kneecap.
Oh
I was
god,
like,
yeah.
oh man.
Man, blasting him all the way backwards. The way they
Mm.
filmed that was amazing, dude. It was like straight
But
Quentin
he didn't
Tarantino
even-
shit.
But he didn't
Yeah,
even fight
Q.
back, though, man.
What up,
Yo.
Big Q?
But he didn't even fight back at all. Like at no
No.
point when she was in his face, he could have like snatched her up or something. Man. Like
No, because you
Just
know
let
what?
it
He was
happen.
he was concerned about Dina.
well,
Yeah,
she was
they
already
were
out.
gonna get fucked up.
Like, Dina was already out. They weren't gonna mess with her.
In
Well,
his
even
mind,
before they
maybe.
injected her, like
Maybe.
Like, dude, first the gunshot, and then when she starts to talk shit, and he's like, just shut the fuck up and do it already.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that's my guy right there.
I knew
That
you
is
like
my
that.
guy.
They
And even
didn't
after
have a
that
speech from
beating.
her.
Yeah, you don't need to hear no speech.
Mm-mm.
And here's my thing, because, again, that's her father that he killed, which I understand a little bit. But all that tells me is that you were okay with your father murdering a 14-year-old.
Facts.
Sorry, pops. I wouldn't be okay with that.
hold on.
Okay.
I know.
Because
I mean,
she talked about,
Maybe she
She
didn't
talked
know.
Come into her later though.
oh, I mean, because look, with the way the game goes down, and Ellie ended it with, you're all going to die.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She meant it.
And it's
But
going to
that's-
happen.
Not to cut off where you're going, Al, because we're kind of fast forwarding through the better parts of the episode. Let's be honest. How about that Game of Thrones style fucking go down, dog? Like,
Oh, dude, I
before
was getting to
it-
that. Because that's basic. The way Joel let himself get caught, you're saving a damsel in distress. Like that scene right there. Like she's the cause. No, I shouldn't say her. Because it
I
all
knew
goes
she
back to
started
the first.
save her. Yeah.
Yeah. It all goes back to the first episode where the dumbass dropped that little sparkler near the vines. You defrosted them. You know that shit's a GPS for those bastards. They knew exactly where you were. So they were already on their way.
Yep.
Then this chick going after Joel. Now she was about to go back to the house. Then she hears the horses.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, this could be what I'm looking for, which it turned out to be. When she falls into all those frozen stiffs.
Oof.
Now, in my we all thought that the cold slowed these fuckers down.
Yep. 100%.
We thought
That's what I was gonna-
we thought the cold froze these fuckers.
Clearly not.
But apparently they know how to insulate themselves. And as
They're
soon as they
thinking.
need
Like
They're
this
thinking.
season, it seems like they're thinking. They're like strategizing.
I mean, they made that pretty clear in the very beginning of the first series. Is that it's been lying dormant and now it's getting warm enough and it's waking the fuck up, and its whole goal is to take over everything, so it will affect the neurological system of any host and control it and make it do what it wants it to do. So this doesn't surprise me at all. Like, I hope they go all the way with this shit.
with the clicker going after Ellie in the first one. You saw how she pulled back, she
Mhm.
hid, she waited.
Try to
Pounced
stay
on.
quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dude, that horde, the way they were moving after her, the way they closed in on her,
Bro.
you saw the way the fence had her pinned. And me, like, again, I knew Joel was gonna die, and I knew it was gonna be by her hand, but I was still hoping that one of those motherfuckers got to her.
You know what though? When I was watching that scene in particular, and he saved her, knowing how it ended, you're the first person I thought of. Because we've had these conversations. In the case of an apocalypse, I'm not saving nobody I don't know. That is a perfect example of why not to.
Yeah.
Because he did the right thing, saving her, and she's his demise. Like, and humans are always the real threat in all these shows, these zombie
Always.
shows, these apocalypse shows. Humans are still the main threat of
The
every one of them.
biggest.
Because at the
The
end of the day, I
biggest.
mean, put it like how you just said it. If I don't fucking know you, why am
Mhm.
I gonna go out of my way to save you when at the end of the day, you might turn around and fucking kill me after I just saved you. Because
Exactly.
you think I might get you.
That's generational knowledge.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You just
What
said
you just said. You just
No,
said it the
that's
best.
good, yeah.
You just said it best, man.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah,
If
You
I
just
see,
said
you know,
me personally. If I seen the horde, she's on her own, no cap. Q, that's
Pretty
kind of what we're
much.
getting at. I think.
yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
much because
We've had plenty of
you
apocalypse
see,
stories here.
Yeah,
you
no, we
see,
have a
Mhm.
lot, and it always comes down to the same thing, basically. So I don't know why people get confused about it by now.
Mhm.
now in his old age and in his condition, you know, he's got ailments. You know, he's not the Joel in the first season.
Mhm.
In this particular situation, you know, because of course I'm seeing how he's being set up, like because it's obvious how he's being set up, the way it's going down. She saves him. I mean, he saves her. They're on the horse. He sees what's going on back at camp. He knows Ellie is back over there. Even though Dean is his daughter as well at this point, because you see that's the way he's treating her.
Mhm.
He wants to go back. She's like, "You're not going to make it." He's like, "If I die, I die, but I got to try."
Oh, girl,
And
dude, that last.
Abby,
Oh, they're right up. Yeah, we're just
yeah,
right
yeah,
there. It's a minute away.
we're a
She
minute
could get
away.
in there. Mhm.
So at this point, he's thinking about Dina because he knows if he goes, Dina's going to go.
Mhm.
So in my opinion, he's thinking about Dina. He's like, "Fuck it, I'm going to have to trust these." Going against my gut, I'm going to have to trust these people. And in this, you turn your back on them. If you're going to trust people you don't know, you never turn your back on them.
Mhm.
You put
can't.
yourself in a position to where, because what were there, like 5 of them? Even in
Yeah,
Joe's
5 or
old age,
6.
Yeah,
because of his
yeah,
skill, he could have taken them out.
Yeah.
yeah.
But he put
Easy.
himself in a position to where he was weak.
And
And
you
Dina
watch
being
that.
his backup,
Mhm.
yo,
Like
I mean,
This
I
Abby's
know
the only
everybody's
one.
not military, but really?
Abby's the only one that's like that though. The rest of them don't seem to want to do any of this shit. Like they're just following her lead.
But you know what, Marcus? In this case, you know, usually there are certain cases where I agree with guilty by association.
Mhm.
In this particular case, man, you know,
Yeah.
again,
No. Yeah.
her dad was trying to murder a 14-year-old. Joel did what he had to do. You know, I don't know if they know if the nurses actually told her the full story, then
Mhm.
that means she's okay with her dad murdering a 14-year-old girl.
That's
Yeah,
true.
you probably
But
don't know the whole story, but I'm gonna break your neck on this. I think they killed him so early on in the season, because just like last season, I think they're gonna start time jumping again. Like I don't think like we're done seeing Pedro for the season, so to speak. Like we're gonna keep
yeah, I don't
on
think so.
seeing flashbacks, and he's gonna play a big role in the rest of it.
They'll do it Walking Dead style. You know, here and
Yeah.
there, they'll give you little snippets. But I'm
And
going to tell you right now,
they
go ahead, man.
want her to run the show at this point.
It's
Well,
going to be her and
they-
his brother.
Yeah.
They've
It's
introduced a
a
lot of new
recreation.
characters,
Oh, yeah.
That's how a
including
lot of
the
these are
brother.
going.
Now, to
Forget
go to
about
that
Tommy.
battle that you wanted to talk about, Rick, just like you were thinking, I was thinking the same thing, bro. Battle of the Bastards. Okay.
Yeah, that was like Game of Thrones shit right there, bro.
But
That,
The
like
whole
Marcus, when you actually go back and watch Game of Thrones, you're going to need to let us know what episode you're on. That way you can record your reactions to certain things that are happening on the show. That way we can get more hits on this show. But moving on.
yeah, that'll do it.
Seeing Tommy, that's my dude right there, bro.
Gangster,
All right.
man.
When he
Tommy's a
was like
gangster.
Jackson, when he yells out Jackson Hole, they start lighting these motherfuckers up.
building barrels down there.
Dude, those flamethrowers, I love the
Yeah.
idea, but you know, you need to be a little bit better and you should have had more dudes. Now, those 2 punk ass bitches that ran
That
away.
ran off. Oh, they
Yeah.
fucked him up,
Now-
or they got yoked out in that battle.
They got snatched up though. I saw at least
Something.
one of them did.
They ran for a
Okay.
reason.
Okay, because me, after all is said and done, I'm gonna hunt them down and I'm going to kill them in front of everybody.
Oh fuck yeah!
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting.
No,
at.
no,
That's
they got
the next.
you-
That's the next mission. Sorry to interrupt you, but
Okay.
yeah,
You don't
100%.
fucking, you know, we're all here to fight. This is our home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I provided you with the weapons you needed to. Your punk ass is gonna. Did you see how they didn't even wait for the nigga to breach, bro? They ran away.
Yep, they ran like bitches.
No.
How
And
far
those
they
they
got-
getting
dogs.
away?
Oh,
They got snatched up though. I saw at least
Yeah.
one of them getting
I-
eaten. So,
I think this is why the U.S. won the Revolutionary War. We didn't fire the first shot. I think that's the story I heard in school. But I might be wrong.
I'll tell you this: those dogs.
whoa,
Yeah.
they should have brought them out sooner.
They had to keep the numbers down for the
Did you
The faster the dogs come out, the sooner you win.
Yeah.
Did you see the entire message you got on Tommy's face when those dogs came through?
Okay.
Number one, my wife is okay.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, we're about to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
3, he goes on an onslaught.
Yeah,
And it's those fucking dogs.
Them dogs would have been frontline for me, bro. I'd have had them at the damn gate.
You and me both.
Let's go.
They'd have been outside the gates.
They'd have jumped over my gate.
There's so many of them though. They would have gotten overtaken quick if they would have been in the board.
Sure.
It worked out better when they were getting channeled through there.
My God, those dogs came in handy. But look,
they did their thing, man. I like that. I like those dogs.
One small dog, believe it or not, because I never had like a really big dog. I had a small one, a little bit bigger, depending on where I lived. But one small dog can deter so many people from coming on your property just by running back and forth in front of the fence, or behind the fence, I should say.
Yep.
They'll do it. Just one dog will do it, to be honest. I mean, it might not be enough for some people, but one dog will definitely keep everyone out of your yard, off your porch, and it does not have to be a big dog.
Dude, I trained.
We say one word in our house, Yoda.
I trained my 2 dachshunds. Okay, you know how small those dogs are. I trained my 2 dachshunds. If I said attack, they're going to rip your Achilles tendons out straight up. That is exactly where they're going for. And then I'm taking care of the rest. But yes, that was The Last of Us.
I had a teacup Yorkie that got attacked by pit bulls, and my wife ran him to the veteran hospital or whatever, or veterinary hospital, and it lived with tubes coming out of his stomach and lived probably another 8 to 9 years after that. Lived to be like 17, 18 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. Fighter. This dog we had on a property and outside of Atlanta, Milton area, and it would run the fence line where there's deer and all kinds of other shit out there. And I'm like, what are you doing? Get back up here. We were just renting the house, but I'm like, that's wild. Like, he's not scared of these woods because I'm not going over that fence ever. And deer are like walking through the yard and he's like running up and yapping at their heels. I'm like, come on, man, you got to get up here. They're going to step on you. But he died of old age, even with all that heart.
Yeah, brothers and sisters, that is The Last of Us on Max.
Oh, before we
every Sunday.
What the hell was that thing that Tommy was fighting though?
It's just a
bloater.
Nice mushroom, bro.
Yeah, they call it a bloater.
So I'm saying it was a human at some point.
They called me a bloater too.
You sick motherfucker. That's mad at AOL.com. That is mad at AOL. Dude, again, I thought he was going to die too. But they left him alive so that him and Ellie can go on this rampage that's about to happen.
I think so too.
Yeah, that's The Last of Us on Max every Sunday. That'll be tonight at 9, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, feel free to check that out.
All right, Peter Jones.
All right.
Man. That's crazy.
Before we move on to the stupid motherfuckers in the sports industry, there are 2 clips I wanted to play. Play the first clip, babe.
I just had a very racist situation.
Yeah, this happened in Georgia.
Right here in Buckhead.
Yeah, the Buckhead area of Atlanta. This woman's friend tells her, this place, Woody's, has an amazing veggie cheesesteak. You should try it out. So she goes in and orders one. And when she places her order, something happens.
I placed my order. What is your name? I said, Darlene. This joker put Darky, D-A-R-K-Y. And I'm going to show you. He put Darky for my name. And I saw it because, I paid through my phone so it came up on the thing, Darky. I'm like, why would you call me Darky? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I know your name is Darlene. I said, so why didn't you put Darlene? Why did you put Darky? And he was like, don't worry about it. That's just for me. I'm like, I don't want to be called Darky, so cancel my order and give me my money back. He says, I'm not doing that. I don't give money back. I don't give refunds. Look at this. Look at that.
God doesn't let shit like this happen to me for a reason, boy.
When he called my name, he said, Darlene. I came up. I said, please give me my receipt. And he said, it's nothing. I mean, I just put darky just for me. I'm like, no, you put darky. And I'm a black woman. That is extremely insensitive. And I asked you to change it. And you told me you wouldn't change it. I asked you to give me my money back because I don't even want the food. You said you don't give refunds. I said, had you been a little bit apologetic, had you shown a little bit of humanity in this, I wouldn't do what I'm about to do. But you got the right one, baby. You got the right one. I'm very sick of racism in this society. I'm sick of it. And I'm not going to allow this to go.
Yeah. That's just for me. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that.
Take a look at that right there. Atlanta,
That's some
Georgia.
interesting information up there
Yeah,
that I'm sure
Certainly
some people
is.
might want to use for things.
Yeah.
If you're in that area, maybe find anywhere else for a cheesesteak. Call me crazy, but when I order a delicious cheesesteak, a side of racism really doesn't taste good.
I just had.
Hey, I gotta say, I am so envious of that man's beard. It's fucking ridiculous. I can't grow my facial hair like that.
Yeah.
I can't.
But yeah, God knows what He's doing. Not letting shit like that happen to me. Because that ends completely different. Yeah, I might have been in jail, but for a good fucking reason.
I was jumping over that counter and whooping that motherfucker's ass, and
That's
still
gonna be
taking
Jack-
his
that would've
cheese,
been-
and he's still taking his cheesesteak.
In
Jacksonville
Buckhead,
Part 2.
in Buckhead, I would say that wouldn't be the right decision to make. Only from my time there, which was, albeit short. I did go to a mansion in Buckhead. My wife's aunt's ex-husband's mansion, or their mansion, I should say, her mansion. The ex-wife, my wife's aunt, and I remember going with her son many years ago when my wife and I first got together. So we're talking like 21, 22 years ago. And he kind of gave us a little tour of Buckhead. This is this person's house. Jermaine Dupri had like a yacht style porch. A lot of cool stuff you could just see right through the trees. But we knew at that time, if you were driving through here and you weren't this kid in this car, you're probably going to get pulled over. It's that type of neighborhood. You can drive right in. It's not gated like Florida communities. I mean, so Northeast Atlanta is wild like that. Milton, all that, anything outside of Atlanta, the further you go north, it's more like that. The further you go south, it's less like that.
For me, and some of these brothers that are here can attest to this, I've shut down an entire section of cousin fucking rednecks. An entire section. And I know most of those cats were strapped, and I know most of those cats like to hang niggas. But guess what nigga they wasn't gonna hang that day? Me.
Clearly.
You damn right. You damn right.
Juju just said I would send the Lord some new visitors. Facts, bro. Yeah,
We went to Jacksonville.
Or send someone some new visitors. I don't know if it's the Lord, but
I'll keep it short
wherever
so we
they
can
going.
keep on track. I'll keep it short so we can keep on track. I went to Jacksonville for a football game with my younger brother there and another black kid. We were in the top section. This is Jacksonville, so you're going to have the northern part of Florida, which we all know like to fuck their cousins. The southern tip of Georgia,
What the fuck?
we all know like to fuck their cousins.
It's smoke meth.
You know what I'm saying? Most of them are toothless. Most of them stink like piss and pepperoni.
Piss and pepperoni.
This is Duval we're talking about, or above Duval?
Wherever Jacksonville Stadium is, like, dude, we barely pull up.
I've never been to a game there. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, we barely pull up. I barely get out my ride, and I'm wearing my New York Giants jersey. You had a group of fraternity white boys. Hey, man, your boy's hurt, right? Because I was wearing a LeVar Arrington jersey. Well, it was just me and two other guys, which is my younger brother right here. I turned around, and I was like, well, I'm not. There are about 20, 25 of them. I was like, well, I'm not.
That's a fair point.
And I was just waiting. I mean, you're trying to show off in front of these white girls. All you punk ass motherfuckers about to get beat up. But you know what? They actually knew they weren't born with a dick and a pair of balls, so they kept it moving.
Right.
We get to the stadium. We had a bunch of rednecks in front of us, some sitting behind us. Long story short, one redneck behind us started calling the players pedophiles, this, and that. Then he started directing his comments towards me. Well, I'm polite, so I'm going to give you a warning.
Right.
If you don't heed that warning, that's on you. Then you
Correct.
basically want me to do what I said I'm going to do. So I turned around. I was like, hey, dude, I got a cold blade in my pocket right now that needs warming up. I dare you to say one more fucking word. And I said, anybody here in this fucking section that wants to join him, I will slit your fucking throat too.
That would
So
show
everybody, so every punk ass white boy that was hooting and hollering for the Jacksonville Jaguars, anything good that Jacksonville did that day went from woo 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 to this.
Yep.
Because I said so. So yeah, I don't give a fuck where any of these rednecks are. I'm not the one. I wish you would. Because that story is going to end different. I wasn't raised to look down or keep my eyes down. No. You want to fuck around and find out? You're going to fuck around and find out. That's just the way it is with me. But let's roll to the second clip. Rotate. This is how you handle a fucking racist. This is a point where you should keep your hands to yourself. Whether you're a man or a woman. Oh, night.
Ouch.
Buenos noches.
Not number 2.
Okay. All right, let's see that again.
God
Your hands
damn!
to yourself.
Holy shit!
Okay.
So the trunk first, and then I got it.
Keep your hands to yourself, folks.
Holy
we won't even talk about that video. I just wanted folks to see that. So if you ever come across somebody who can't keep their hands to themselves, that is how you handle it. Okay, I'm not an advocate for violence, but again,
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
I believe in necessary violence. All right,
Yeah.
keep your fucking hands to yourself. Man, woman, or child,
Holy
keep your
shit.
fucking hands to yourself. Well, that's
Absolutely.
gonna happen to you. You
No
saw how the
problem.
husband came up, was like, oh, I should defend my wife. He's like, oh no, but she just went to sleep. I don't want to go to sleep either. He
Yeah.
pulled up
Nobody wants
real
that.
fast.
Yeah, I'm gonna go pick her up. I ain't gonna fight.
All right, so moving on. Shannon motherfucking Sharp.
He's denying it for the record.
Hey, I don't fuck
Well-
with Dr. Umar, but he said.
What's he
something
denying?
Leave them snow bunnies alone.
Thank you,
I
Matt.
mean,
Thank
The
you.
race-
I-
allegations,
You
he's
see, I
denying-
did it. I left them bitches alone 5 years ago.
Oh, stop.
I would agree
That's
with you
Matt
to the
at AOL.
point that
hey, I'm rocking with the chocolate.
okay.
Like, look,
I'm
Shannon Sharp-
trying to keep up. Go ahead.
Monique told you. Cat Williams told you. Why, dude? I mean, the girl. Okay, I'm not gonna throw that word out. She's essentially a simple jack. Okay. You're Shannon Sharp, dude. You can get. I mean, yeah, you got caught on tape banging whoever it was, whether it was a man or a chick. We don't care. But how old is she? 19.
I think 20.
Yeah, she wasn't. Yeah,
She was of age.
Yeah, she's of age, but she's still
Okay.
a dumbass.
Right. Well, that's
Shannon Sharp is
not
60.
atypical.
How old is Shannon Sharp? Let's get the right age on this.
He's like 54.
I think that's important too. Because I've been seeing a lot of crazy things, and I don't even like the word girl being thrown around. I know why you said it because
He's 56.
56.
He will be
56.
57. He'll be 57 this year.
I'm 15 years older than you. How many years older than
I
her?
no room to talk.
He's 56.
okay.
So what? He's
Well,
30, 36.
My wife's not a
years
simple jack, though. You know what I mean? When
Right.
you
Well-
see when you hear this chick,
That's a completely
When-
different situation, I would think. But
when you hear her speak, when you see her photos, you know, I've said this before. If you are a black entertainer, athlete, I don't give a damn. If you're a rich black person and this snow bunny hasn't been in your life the whole time, all right, avoid those broads.
I mean, she look good.
When they show up, they're not there for the right reason.
She
If
look
you
good,
believe
though.
that they're there for the right reason just because you want some pussy, you deserve everything that is happening to you. even if Shannon Sharp is innocent of whatever she's, because I know she's a liar.
I believe
She ain't
he
but a
is.
gold-
So it's
Yeah.
Michael Jackson and the kids thing. Like, don't put
Yeah,
yourself
yeah.
in a situation if you've already been fucking accused.
Well,
Yes, 100%. But at the same time, it does look like a shakedown. He's claiming it's a shakedown, and the long and the story short of it is, she didn't even take him in for criminal charges. She's only just civil suing him for $50 million for sexual assault.
Because she's a
more
lying ass hoe.
details-
well,
More of the
here's,
details will come out.
here's my whole thing with it. Okay, so her claim is it's been 5 times.
Yeah,
He's
5 or 6 times.
he's graped her
5
okay?
times. You went back the second time, you dumb
So
bitch?
why
My bad.
after the
My
first
bad, man. My
time?
bad.
Why
Yeah.
after the first time did you not fucking stop?
And it could be somebody
Also-
setting Shannon up too.
Oh, you know what the
Also,
excuse is going to be, Matt? Oh, she was scared. You went back because you were scared?
Mhm.
This has been over a couple of years.
The
It's
Sean
not like,
Parsons.
oh, within this 1 month or regardless. If after the first couple of times, if he's graping you, why did you keep going back, and why in the last 4 years did you keep fucking with him? That right there clears the air for me. He's a rich, successful black man. She is a white woman on OnlyFans. What the fuck do you think is happening?
And she's not even that hot.
Are,
I mean,
are we gonna
I
assume
wouldn't
that
agree
the
with
text
that
message
statement,
photos are real?
but
I just want to ask that before we go forward. Are we going to assume the text message photos that his attorney provided are real documents? Because I would assume they are.
Hey, look,
I
I'm
would
sure
think
some of
I
the
would think so
yeah.
too.
Shannon Sharp's
Okay.
a little loose in the mouth.
So we all know what
You know what I
happened
mean?
then, right?
Yeah, she liked to
It's a
get choked.
shakedown.
She liked to take it in the butt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now
so
all
he
of a
did say
sudden,
he was going to choke the shit out of
He
her.
didn't. He didn't want everyone to know that he was into all that, which he shouldn't even be ashamed of. I don't think.
I don't
Mhm.
either.
And
When
I
you-
think that she's just, she saw an opportunity.
Mhm.
She went for it, which I can't all the way be mad at. But if you were a professional in that situation, I think you could have just said, hey, based on the length of our relationship, I think maybe we could upgrade the monthly payment or whatever y'all got going on.
Whatever it
and
is,
and
yep.
everyone could have worked it out amicably. That's my opinion.
and to the black
He
dudes
went
with
for two
money,
butts all at once.
have we not learned from Mr. Majors? My man got fired from a ton of shit because of a dumb white bitch.
It's happening to
Now
Shannon.
Now Shannon Sharp want to fuck teenagers. Look at this bitch. Yeah, she got a big booty, but look at her face.
Yeah, he fell in love. That's the problem.
Hey,
Right,
I'm
where's she
covering the
from, too?
face. I'm covering
She
the
looks-
face.
She look,
You
She
see?
looked-
You
He fell in
see?
love. He had to have. Why else would you keep paying?
Man, she got A cups. You ain't
Man,
doing
but
no.
Oh,
Man,
ain't
she
doing
got
up
a
a fucking
double
a big
D
booty
ass.
man.
She got a double D ass.
okay. I mean, if you're an ass guy, that's that's big. I mean,
See,
Julian says that snow bunny mind control is real.
you said
It's
it
like
was
a
a Jedi
Jedi mind
trick.
trick. You see?
I could tend to agree with that.
You
Oh,
motherfuckers need to keep
fuck.
your dick in your pants. You see,
How
that's
dare
where
you victim blame.
you know. He said, "How dare you, victim?"
Victim blame is
Oh,
crazy.
Look,
That's funny.
not even in my cocaine days, not even in my ecstasy days. If I was rich and in this position, would I be that fucking stupid?
Yeah, but those guys are always been rich, and they're not smart all the time, Al.
Let's say he's been rich since he
would
was
say-
fucking 20. Like,
I would say,
But hold
based
up, man. You have like 3 people who warned you, man. 3 people. Monique went on and said, "Yo, you need to stop fucking with these teenagers, man.
All right, if
Find
the-
a woman who's gonna love you." You know what Shannon Sharp said? Just like these motherfuckers are saying right now, that Jedi mind shit is real.
if the 4 of y'all told me to stop, I ain't stopping.
You see? You see?
Well, there you go.
And look, ESPN done fired his black ass. Stephen A. Smith is like, yeah, come
I
on.
don't think he's super concerned with ESPN and all that, with how things are changing in media right now. I think
He
he
damn
just
sure
wants to
did,
do
Hugh.
whatever he wants, which is
Damn sure-
understandable because a lot of other people are getting away with that.
I mean,
Marcus, man.
he has a big ego.
Right.
I mean, all those dudes do.
How could you not
All
have a
those
big
dudes do.
ego at this point if you're Shannon Sharp, to be honest, and you never had,
But should
whatever he's
big
looking
ego-
for?
Should a big ego make you stupid?
It
No.
shouldn't,
But that's us.
Ever. but
That's
it,
us
but it
peasants
happens.
talking.
It happens so often. It's hard to be surprised.
Now, Marcus, both you and I are Shannon Sharp fans. Does this bother you some? How do you feel? Do you think he deserves this? Do you see this as another play, as another black man standing on the top of the mountain and just getting Spartan kicked right off?
What top of the mountain is he on though? B-roll.
No,
I mean, dude,
The sports
No,
industry
next
for
to
sure.
next to any
I
other
think he
brother, what
deserves
mountain
it.
is he? I mean, next compared to
Oh,
me,
yeah.
he's standing on a very tall mountain.
They doing better
I
than
only
me.
used I used your analogy to back it up. So let me clarify. Shannon Sharp ain't nobody for that unless it's a money play. Otherwise, what the fuck else? Like, so that's on the
Yeah.
chick, and that's not like them
Maybe
or
maybe
the
it's a
media or ESPN even trying to get rid of him. You know?
maybe it's a money play that both of them know what's going on, right?
Yeah, they
Because
could
that
both
happens
be
a lot of
working that
times.
program. That shit happens. Oh yeah.
That happens
up,
a lot of
Marcus?
times.
What do you think, man? What are your thoughts on this?
No, I mean, I think he deserves it to a degree because he put himself in this position, and he tried to settle with her, and that makes me think that there's something to this. Because if I'm not guilty of something, I'm not settling shit. I don't care. We're gonna go to court. We're gonna fight it out. I'm gonna prove that I'm innocent. I'm not doing any of these things you said I did. So for
Yeah,
him to settle or to attempt to settle,
but
I
to
want to see
second
what the
that,
assault shit is. I
I
want to
was
see
gonna
what
say
the assault is.
to second that though, maybe he realized, hey, maybe I can just shut this shit down. I can keep my job. I don't get a bad rap. My family doesn't see this shit about me, and it's gonna be less expensive to just pay this bitch off to shut the fuck up than to me to go to court for the next 5 years to try to settle this. The
You know,
that's
it'd
what
be
I'm
less
saying.
expensive. You know,
If
it'd be
there's
less expensive.
Mm.
Go ahead, Marcus. I'll
Forfeiture.
let you say it before I say what I'm gonna say.
No, like I agree with what Matt's saying, but like that's in the case of there's no case against me. Like there's nothing you can say or prove that any of this is true. There must be something. There must be something she has or her lawyer has that says, "Oh no, we can go for the 50." Because 10
well, I
million,
mean,
most people are taking it.
there's sex tapes apparently of them too. So if you're allowing me to record myself fucking you, I'm not graping you. Like
You
this
would
is
think
Maybe.
so.
consensual.
You would
Maybe
think
There's
so.
something that she's
I've heard
doing
of
to him
people
on those
doing it
tapes.
with their phone and making sure to say on the video what's going on. I've heard of that personally myself. I'm not talking about anybody else, but that's an easy way to just make sure that if this does happen and you are seen and it's embarrassing, at least you have the proper footage, in the same unedited, video. That's my opinion.
Or maybe her OnlyFans ain't kicking up good enough, and she just wants some fucking money because she's a broke bitch who can't do shit for herself but sell her body.
I mean, it's gonna
Yeah,
happen now.
I
She's gonna
mean,
blow up. She fucks Shannon Sharp.
Okay.
Like her OnlyFans is about to
Yeah.
blow
like
up.
there's many ways to look at this, and to
And
me, in my eyes, Shannon Sharp ain't done a shit wrong but get some butt.
The
yeah,
most
I'm glad you
the
said it that
most
way, Marcus.
embarrassing
She did
snow
fuck
bunny.
Shannon.
The most
Mhm.
sorry to interrupt you. The most embarrassing snow bunny of our generation, I think. I'm just saying for me at 43, made a lot of money on OnlyFans a lot faster than a lot of other people,
Sure.
right? So, and I'm not saying
And
she
you said
wasn't attractive as an adult because, people are obviously attracted to her and she's making a lot of videos and stuff. But if you saw her from the time she was that age on Dr. Phil, and then we're still attracted to her when she turned 18 and paid for her OnlyFans, to me, as someone with a 20-year-old daughter, that's insane. Like that's
for anyone
crazy.
to think that she was attractive,
She was not attractive as a
beauty's in the eye of the
just
beholder, but that bitch
She
right
is
there,
now.
I mean,
She is now.
just like
I
the
can see
Island
how
Boys
guys
did,
her age like
they
her.
look like aliens. But
they do.
Shannon Sharp, essentially, you set yourself up. You had people who were essentially your equal or maybe even above you tell you to stay away from these kind of young bitches, but you chose not to. Now, I don't wish for hardship on anyone, especially going
I
through it
don't.
myself.
I
But
don't think
like,
he's
dude,
fired.
you
I
can't
don't
be
think.
stupid.
I don't think ESPN fired him. I thought that he stepped
He
down.
stepped
for now.
away. He stepped
Nope.
away.
He
No,
stepped
and I
away
don't
Coming
before
back
they
in
fired
August.
him.
He went on
Okay.
vacation and said, "I'll be back at the preseason of football."
Yeah, it ain't gonna happen.
It
Now,
was
I will say
a
this:
very Kanye Adidas move, in my opinion. But
Right?
if I was in Shannon's position and I had the money that he has, this literally wouldn't be a story. The story would be OnlyFans girl crashes into a tree unknowingly.
Holy fuck.
Homelander.
Okay, that's basically
Yo,
how that happens. I
end
don't
the
even know
show
why
now.
I don't even know why you put yourself through this shit when you could have just cut the bitch's brake lines. But again, that's just me. I'm not
I don't know.
advocating for any of this.
I mean, I think if he would have cut her brake lines, like being accused of murder is way worse than
Come on, they wouldn't have caught him.
Accused of
some shit.
and caught for.
There's hey, look, accidents happen every day.
People
bro.
are saying a lot of things.
But
in the
I'm
news
not
about
giving
a lot of-
anybody the blueprint. All I'm saying is
OJ.
accidents happen every day.
Yeah.
So is that a comparison to Denzel Washington? Because that third one of those movies was crazy. That was the best one yet for sure. Like the most recent one. Yeah, I think that's where he was going with that.
Al trying to do the Winter Soldier.
Look, I'm just saying.
Somebody's got to
There's
do
ways for there's ways for all this drama to be fucking avoided, you know. But
Yeah,
speaking
that's
of
not
drama,
it's not fucking 19-year-olds.
exactly. But let's go to Marcus and Rick's favorite kind of drama.
Mhm.
WrestleMania was this past week.
Ew.
Yeah.
Week,
You know, Matt, I did watch it.
And it fucking
There
sucked.
were. Look,
It didn't suck. It was entertaining. The main event of night 2 kind of sucked.
yeah.
And
I
the
second
whole
that.
show for night 1, except the main event, kind of sucked.
Okay, but I don't watch the shit, and I knew
Paul
John
Heyman?
Cena was gonna win.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
knew
what are we
John
doing
Cena was
here?
going to win,
What are
but
we
you know
doing
what
here?
I
I don't
didn't
even
see-
watch
It's
the
true.
shit.
We all
What
knew
I
No,
didn't
that.
that's
see.
true. I mean, it's obvious. The way he won, that's what makes it disappointing. It's not that he won.
I didn't see the betrayal with Paul Heyman. That's what I didn't see coming.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Then his ass got fucking. Then his ass
Yes,
got
sir.
RKO'd. What are we doing?
All I'm saying
I mean,
is
he's gonna beat Randy too, though, man.
Randy Orton came out from under the fucking shit, like, and then
Yeah,
RKO'd him. Like, what are we doing? He talking about some
Oh no,
shit.
look, Randy. Let's slow down. Let's slow down.
Wait, you think he's definitely gonna beat Randy?
I
Slow
think
down.
so.
The Viper?
Because
The
then I can
Viper
take
number
the belt
one.
off
The
him.
Viper number 1 is the Legend Killer. Let's be
That's true.
clear. All right.
That's true.
So this is Cena going out. Cena now has the belt. This is a perfect setup for the two, and those two have been wrestling together since either one of them were on the WWE. These two
I
were
remember that.
wrestling,
Bingo.
traveling together, and wrestling together when they were out in the Midwest and in the mountains and shit. So those boys. To me, it's perfect. What I think they're preparing for the future with this this new kind of thing with Heyman taking on Rollins, and they got Braun Breaker on Monday night following WrestleMania.
Yeah, I
And,
saw that too.
And that's WrestleMania. That's that wrestling royalty there. But they're gonna add a couple more people to that stable. And Becky, she turned heel on night 2 and joined with them.
Yeah, I like that. You know,
So-
I knew that was
Becky got
coming.
no booty though. Becky got no
Who?
booty.
Yeah, who?
I knew that was coming.
Her
I
and
like
Io
Becky
Sky,
as a fighter. She's not one of them.
they need to work on them glutes. We need more booty poking out
Do
of
some
them
squats
shorts.
real quick for me.
Because
Excuse me.
if you're gonna wear those kind of outfits, you need to have a booty. That's all I'm saying.
Some more Liv Morgan
can't
and
be-
that.
You know, at least Io Sky has those things covering her flat ass, so you don't really see that much. But Becky need to do the same thing. But those
Fucking
girls were tag team champs for like one night. That was
I
ridiculous.
love tag team girls too.
What's that?
Who doesn't?
Who was it there? that's Matt at AOL.com.
Who
Matt
doesn't?
at AOL.com.
Please tell me who doesn't.
Who were the girls that they took the belts from Becky and Big Chick?
They could take my belt.
Who took the belts? Is that what you said?
Yeah, and then lost it the next night.
It was Liv Morgan and what's her name?
No. The girls who took it from them.
Becky.
Oh,
Somebody's
Becky
got
and
to
Yes.
Lyra.
All right. I thought you and Marcus
Yes.
watched this shit. How come you guys don't
See,
know?
they don't even fucking remember
Because
this shit
they
was a
don't-
week ago because
No.
this shit sucked.
I remember
I know
Becky
who you're
for
talking
sure.
about. Yeah, Becky.
But
and
the
Lyra.
Okay, then
other
who the fuck
What's
took the
the other-
belts from them?
Becky and Lyra took the belts from Liv.
No.
I thought
The
you-
chicks, the other chicks.
Liv.
The ones that only had it for the night.
Becky and nigga, we done said.
Okay.
So Becky got it for just the one.
I
okay.
apologize.
One
I
night.
apologize. My bad.
Just
Okay.
one night, yeah.
But
yeah.
Liv-
I mean, that was
okay.
incoming, obviously. Like she was going to win,
I
turn
got
on her the next night. I saw that.
now Al saying that like we care about the titles when it comes to the women wrestling. Like, come on, let's
They're
be real.
only there for
But see,
the
that's the
booty.
thing, though. That's
The
all I
belt is
care
all that
about. I don't
matters.
care about the dudes. The dudes
Right.
are gay. They're out there in their tidy whities showing off their tiny dicks. I don't want to see that shit. I just want to see big butts, some boobs, give me a nip slip here and there, and I'll
Got
be a
one of
fan.
those. We got one of
Yeah,
those.
yeah,
this
we,
week.
yeah, we did get one of those. I forget what match was that in.
Liv
Yeah.
had one this week, and Jade had one last week.
You see, the Uso boys got it right. At least these niggas wear pants when they fight. But if you're a dude fighting in tidy whities, you're gay. All right, nothing wrong with being gay, but I'm just saying you're gay.
Here we go
What
again.
if, what if it's like one of those like the European, like
Gay.
the triangle?
Yo.
Gay.
Okay.
Yes, the Speedo
Gay.
shit that they
No,
wear.
because I've seen
Gay.
dudes in those that look like
Gay.
like they
Bro,
work out a
YouTube
lot,
is
but it
taking
still
this
just
shit
looks
down.
crazy to see on the beach or at a pool or anywhere publicly.
Ugh.
Like whatever you wear in your backyard, the tan and stuff is your business. But
Now-
it is crazy to see that on TV.
Are you telling us something, James?
What?
The Usos.
No, I like watching the girls too. No, I'm wearing some magic colored gym shorts right now and a white t-shirt. But in my backyard, I might just tan however I want. But it's not gonna it's not gonna be in a thong. I know
Now,
that.
according to Rick and Marcus, are they going to let Uso keep his belt? Is this going to stay with him, or is he going to lose it? Or is he going to lose it in the next couple of
I
months?
don't anticipate a long run with it. No.
No, he's losing in a few months. Maybe like 2 months, 3 months. We give him like 100 days or something.
We'll see what
It'll
happens
probably
in
be
Backlash. The build up will determine.
Yeah. But yeah, he'll keep it for a little bit, but I don't see him having it for like years and shit. There ain't no point.
Cody
got
had
it.
it for a year.
Yeah.
Mm.
So basically, you guys are saying that Orton's going to be taking the belt off of Cena's lap.
Not to me. If they were to do this later in the year, then I'd say, yeah, Randy's going to be the one. Cena's going to get the belt on some bullshit and then lose it the next month. And what is he doing for the rest of the year? Because he's out. He's got 25 days. He keeps counting down on every time he shows up. 25 appearances. If he loses the belt now, it's like, and
Yeah, what is he here for?
they can't get the fans to boo this motherfucker. So they go to St. Louis, have him beat Randy off some bullshit, like get the heat back on him. Like, I don't know. They were booing Cody and they were cheering him, which I understood in the moment, the championship, the history, all that bullshit, but that wasn't the reaction that they wanted from that. Like Cena's not really like a bad guy. He's not even coming off like a bad guy.
Who's booing Cena?
Nobody.
I don't
but
even watch
I-
this shit, and I just
People
know.
They say John Cena sucks in the chant.
I mean,
John
Dude, I'll
Cena
give-
sucks.
Yeah, they
John
did it.
I'll give you and
Cena
Marcus this, Rick. I'll give you and Marcus this, Rick. I'm a big fan of Cody, so much so that
Cody's the
I was
man.
willing to allow our YouTube account to get flagged for the song that I wanted to have played in the beginning.
like before
The
our
what?
original track.
Kingdom,
Oh, okay.
Cody's track.
Yeah.
The wife was like, "Nah, they're gonna flag the account. We don't need it." But I was like, "Come on, man! I'll even put some makeup on." But she
I think
was
it's
like,
Cody,
"Nah,
man.
no."
I think it's Cody at the end of the year.
What the
Dude.
fuck?
He'll be the one to take it back. to Cena.
Cody's that dude, man. And
And
I'm a
Cena's
fan of the
gonna turn
Uso.
back
I'm a
to good. Yeah, I love the Usos. Yeah, I mean
I
that
like
match
the
wasn't
Usos.
bad. Him and Gunther, that match wasn't bad. Like it was
Gunther's
quick,
Gunther. Yeah, I'm not gonna say it again, but we all know how I feel about Gunther and his outfit.
but he had the.
What,
I
he's
like when he
gay?
tapped.
That's
Yeah,
Matt
I'm
at AOL.com.
not even listening. I'm gonna let y'all ride with that stuff. I hate messing with no communities today. I'm cool. Hey, listen.
That's fair.
I'm not condoning any of it.
I'd say
But
that's an intelligent move.
I don't
also-
condone that shit either.
No, but I'm saying I'm not like
Right.
on
You're the
the other
worst
side
one.
of it either. I'm just
But I'm just letting it know. I'm just
No,
letting
I-
it be known
I
that it
appreciate
offends
it.
me
No, I appreciate
if you're
it.
wearing tidy whities.
I appreciate that.
And here's what kills me
Come
too.
on.
That's when the cameraman want to zoom up for what?
Yeah.
What does that tell me about the camera? You're doing it
cameraman
wrong,
gay
bro.
too.
Who
You're
had the
doing it
camera?
wrong, bro.
Who had
I
the
agree.
camera is the question.
Like, I think everybody should
Lil
wear
Nas X had the
tights
camera.
or like
that?
joggers or something. I think everybody should wear tights or joggers too. Like I'm kind of with you on that. Like I would rather that, but
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. You know,
Yeah, just
if
cover
you're
it
gay,
up.
you're gay. That's cool. I'm just saying.
I'm
I
not
don't want to see that shit.
I'm not saying that.
If I wouldn't wear it outside or let my son wear it outside, why would you wear it outside or let your son wear it outside? That's all.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
exactly.
No big deal.
I mean, they
Maybe
are
According to
in
Matt,
underwear.
according to Matt, stop being a bitch. But
Right.
But-
Correct.
WrestleMania was quite entertaining
Oh
on the
my
woman's
God.
side.
Oh, the
let's
triple threat
get
was good too, man. The triple
yeah,
threat,
yeah, yeah,
with
yeah.
Io and Rhea and Bianca. That was a really good match.
Dude, those
That might
girls
have
are
been the
super
best match.
athletic. I was
Yeah.
all jokes
Yeah.
aside, big booty, flat booty, A cups, B cups. A lot of
They
these
be doing
girls are
some wild
super
shit.
athletic. Io Sky's really athletic. I think that Becky chick. I might get the names screwed up because I'm paying
Becky's
attention
okay.
to.
Becky's
But there's
okay. I like
somebody
her.
else. If you're back flipping in the ring like that
Yeah.
and coming off the dude, I won't even stand up on a chair, let alone stand up on the top rope.
Yeah.
So
Bianca be
I
flipping
commend
off the
all
ropes.
those folks.
They can
Yeah.
backflip on the
Her
table.
and
It's
Rhea.
probably
They
one
be
of the
killing
most athletic. The one that is I'm starting to notice, and she got a fat ass too, is that Stephanie Vankira. How do you say her fucking last name?
it. She's a beast, man.
Yeah,
They need
her,
to go
Yeah,
ahead and
dude.
put her on the main
She's
roster.
got a fat
Put her
ass
on-
too. It's crazy.
Was it?
I
Was
just
it-
wanted to,
Out.
like
Had to
I was
point that
trying to pay attention and you just throw that right in. Like I thought we were.
Hey, was it?
Like, sorry, go ahead.
Was it Monday Night Raw that they had the two champs go at it and that got
Yeah.
interrupted? It was
Yeah.
Io and that other chick got a big booty too.
She should just be on the main
I definitely
roster,
went
man.
Raw on Monday night
She's
too.
too
That's a good question.
She's too
Yeah,
good for us,
Hugh.
too.
Hugh's asking what we thought about the betrayal on Roman Reigns. Paul Heyman.
I
The
saw it
word's
coming,
been
man.
floating. Yeah, we saw it coming. Paul Heyman is. The word's been floating around today.
He's a snake, bro.
Uh,
Paul Heyman's been a snake since day one in wrestling.
But
Like, he
did
will
you see the
turn
way
on
he
anybody.
rubbed?
Yeah,
Was
that
it?
was weird.
Yeah, I mean, like, why are you rubbing the dude's taint and balls like that, dog? Like,
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
That's a no-no.
But he was trying to
Whoa.
get it. He was trying to like, grind it in there.
That's
He was
that's
trying
against
to-
policy.
Yeah,
Start
he was trying
Yeah.
to emphasize.
It's against policy.
He definitely
At
had
the
to
end
throw
of the
that
day.
in, Q.
At the end of the day, that's against policy.
the
Sorry
end.
to
Yeah.
guys.
It gave me Paul Heyman gay vibes, but he always has struck me as a creep. I know he's probably one of the best wrestling minds in the business,
That's
all the way
facts.
around. I give him his flowers,
I
but
mean,
he definitely gives me creeper vibes also.
he's no Vince McMahon.
Like, dog, I
I-
had to look down at him. I would have
He's
broke
not
character.
a Vince McMahon. He's not a Vince McMahon on the business side of it, but he is a Vince McMahon on the wrestling side of it. Like
Nobody's a Vince McMahon
Yeah,
on the
him
business
and
side of it
Dusty
that I've
Rhodes.
seen.
Him and Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah,
from a creative standpoint. From a creative standpoint,
Taint and
Mhm.
balls, bro.
that's what wrestling is a creative standpoint.
I
It's
think
not just athleticism.
Taint
There's a
and
lot of
balls.
people that have that.
Q, I don't really
Vince's-
watch it like that.
Vince's
I just watch the
handshake
main events.
and money got him where
Same.
I don't watch none of that shit.
I watched.
But I mean, like, my man was look. I would have broke character. I'd have been like, "Hey, dog, the script didn't call for you to rub my balls like that,"
Mm-mm.
And then we
we
get back
should
to
have
it.
knew
But
that before the. If it's you talk about what you're gonna do
Yeah.
before. That's what wrestling is.
You
You
should have
ain't gonna
told
be
me.
rubbing my balls like that.
Yeah, we
just 'cause
should already
live on
both know the
camera.
rules here.
Because I would have
You-
swung my body.
Nah.
Yeah, you ain't. You're not. You're
You,
not
you
gonna.
knew
diddy
what
me
was
on
going to
camera.
happen, and you accepted that on camera. That's
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
That's what.
You're not
happened.
gonna. Exactly. You're not gonna diddy
we're not
me on
doing that.
camera. Mm-mm.
No, we're not doing
This was
that.
not in the script.
Nope.
Right in the mouth.
I'll put a suit on and be the manager or the ref before we do any of that, or just sit at the table or sit in the audience. We're not doing that anywhere. Off camera, on
So,
camera. It's against rules.
Did you guys have any more you wanted to add on WrestleMania and Raw?
Yeah, it sucked.
I was a little let down personally. I expected a little bit more, and honestly, with what they did match wise, they could have done all that in one night.
Yeah. Raw was a lot of just people just talking shit and
Yeah, Raw has gotten to the point where it's only a few matches, 4 or 5 matches, and a lot of promo.
Yeah, but Raw's
you-
my favorite.
I bet it
God
is.
damn it. That's what,
I bet it is. It's fun to watch. That's for sure.
you and Micaiah are on birth control, right?
I was saying the same thing, Q. But let's talk about a real live. A lot of people like to praise this man. They like to call this man the king. When in actuality, he's nothing but a little bitch. And that is LeBron James. Before we talk about the playoffs, let's talk about LeBron James.
And look how
The
easy it is
bitch.
for you to find something to say about him.
Now we're
Yeah,
talking.
yeah,
He
yeah.
living in your
because-
head rent free.
No.
This
not
is
at all,
this is one of my
'cause
favorite
when-
conversations, personally.
When you got a guy who's
might-
going to approach, when you got a guy who approaches now, LeBron, what's LeBron's physical attributes? Since we have LeBronites on the show, what's LeBron's physical
6'8".
attributes?
6'8", what is he now? Like 240?
Broad
Okay.
shoulders, big back, big chest. I mean, he's a big, wide, big, broad dude. He's
I got a
definitely
big
What would
back
you-
shape.
What would you say Stephen A's physical attributes is? I should say.
He's probably what 5'9",
Yeah, right.
He's,
150 pounds, soaking wet.
he's
So
he's a small
we
guy.
all know Stephen A. gave his opinion about LeBron's kid, whether you thought it was too personal, blah blah blah. But
He did say that to Kev. Though, didn't
LeBron fancied himself a tough guy,
Right.
and approached my man in public
Mm-mm.
because he thought he was a tough guy, and because my man was talking shit about his kid. Let's fast forward. What's that rapper's name?
Kevin Gates.
There we go. So Kevin Gates says whatever he says about LeBron's wife. Now, this is your wife, a woman that's been with you since the beginning. You know, I commend LeBron. You know, these are one of the things that I can commend LeBron on. He's been with the same woman. I mean, outside of getting fucked by Diddy, he's been with the same woman, raised his kids. You know, and she stayed with you despite all that because she knows what you have to offer. Okay, but you fancied yourself a tough guy when it came to your son. Kevin Gates, even though he's dating a hoe himself, said some shit about your wife, showed up to your game looking on Miami with his hamburger meat all hanging out with his gold chain and shit.
Yeah.
But
Didn't button up his shirt.
But that day you were wearing the outfit that you wore when Diddy was fucking the shit out of you because you were a little bitch. Yeah, nothing to say. My man was sitting there right there, face front, for you to say something. Even though he's with a hoe himself. Because that bitch has been passed around more than, I mean, like, dude, her nickname is Colt 45.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But then you're going to say something about some dude's wife? But where's the tough guy in you now?
I see your point for sure. If it's me, I'm probably acting a bit different. But to me, the way that I see it,
you can't talk about my wife.
But
Matt's about to defend Braun. I want to see.
But not even like I'm defending him. I'm just trying to, put myself in his. Out of the two, who has more traction? Who sees more of what this motherfucker says? Who means more to the sports industry alone? Stephen A. Some fucking rapper who don't know what he's talking about, has no credit in the industry that I work in. Who am I going to approach and say something to where there's one guy who's up here and the other guy's down here? If I'm a king, I'm going to fuck with other kings. I ain't going to fuck with a peasant.
I don't know. Kevin Gates got way more street cred than
not
Seth.
more than okay. Street cred is one thing. I get it. If you want to be tough and you want to be hard, approach the harder, tougher guy. I get it.
And that's what Al's saying.
But the industry that I work in, if I want to proclaim myself the GOAT of basketball, I'm gonna go talk to the dude who's seen all of these other guys play basketball. He attacked me in a way where everybody who watches sports, loves sports, watches. He said something about me on live television. Kevin Gates said something about me on Instagram. The fuck am I to try to approach you?
You saw how fast you saw how much traction and how fast that spread.
But we're talking about somebody who's actually on live television versus somebody who's got Twitter fingers. You feel me? That's where the difference is for me. If you're gonna be a man and try to be tough, approach both of them. Approach Gates the way you approach Stephen A.
But in the case of Stephen A, if you want to prove that you the GOAT, I mean, which he never will be, you let that speak on the court.
But he has. Other than that, he has for 22 years. He got tired of the bullshit. That's why he went on Pat McAfee's show and talked that fucking shit, because he has been the outstanding. I don't talk shit. I don't listen to you. I don't hear you for 22 years. At some point, you're gonna have enough, and you're gonna be like, "Fuck, I gotta say something. I can't take this shit."
So I'll squash it like this: 22 years, right? Patent stats. How many championships does he have?
Here we go.
No. How many? 22 years.
4.
How many championships? 4, right?
4. Yeah.
Steph Curry. How long has Steph Curry been in the league?
Not
5 years less.
Who the fuck did
5
he
years? 5 years less. How many
like
championships does? How many championships does he have?
4.
Oh my god. Who the
4?
fuck did he play with?
Michael Jordan. How many years did he play?
15.
Okay. How many chips does he have?
He got
Okay. So let the math for those who can't math it up. Let that math out for you. Okay.
100% is always 100%.
You can't be the GOAT. You cannot be the GOAT when you're sharing.
Let's bring Bill Russell. Bring Bill Russell into the conversation.
The greats have let you know. The greats have let you know. Nobody ate when Jordan was eating.
I'm pretty sure Jordan
Nobody.
played 15
The
years.
greats
Only
did
won
not
Jordan
nine.
ate first.
Let the
when
math
Jordan
right there.
ate.
There's 9
That's the
other
thing.
seasons.
And last.
Everybody else won. 9 other seasons. Motherfuckers was eating.
And
on
is still
Jordan's time.
eating now.
With that
Motherfuckers.
So for you
LeBron
LeBron
stuff.
fans, let that math out for you.
But no, I'm
Let the
saying
15
math
years.
right
Yes.
here. Let the
With the
math.
LeBron
There's
stuff.
9
said
more
it right
years
there.
LeBron played. Where
Well, that's
MJ
why
played and didn't
Jordan
win.
is the GOAT, because rings aren't everything that matters.
And it
But
goes back to
go-
coaching
love
too,
it. You
because
guys
because
figured
Phil's
out.
the GOAT too. And the
Look.
two of them together realized what needed to be done, and they did it. And they did it over time, and they did it with hard work.
I'm
And
gonna
they
quote,
walked off the court like men when they lost. Sorry to interrupt.
I'm
you,
gonna
but-
quote Reggie Miller. I'm gonna quote
Go ahead.
Reggie Miller. Michael Jordan is the GOAT, but LeBron has had a great career.
Absolutely.
Everyone wants to be where LeBron is at his age, doing what he's doing at his
Dropped
age.
38. Dropped
Yep.
38
Being-
last night.
Being able to
1000%.
do what he's doing now doesn't make him great. Because again, nothing he does says, wow, the
But I'm
guy is
saying-
big. Go ahead.
When did LeBron ever act like he was a tough guy? Say he was a tough guy. Like, when did he say that he was like John Jones? I'm pulling up on anybody that speaks on me. He's never said that.
The day he
has
thought he could talk to Stephen A. Smith.
But I'm saying, I'm assuming he has some kind of relationship with Stephen A. And Stephen A. was going in on his son, like, and
that's
he
Stephen
didn't make
A.'s
it about
job.
basketball. But no, it
As a
wasn't about
basketball
No,
player,
as
though,
a
right?
He
basketball
was
player,
talking
but
to him
not
on
as
some
a
personal
parent.
shit. He was
Thank
talking
you.
about LeBron on some
Okay, what is the
parent
quote
shit.
on the personal shit? Because everybody keeps saying personal shit. What's the quote
He
on the
said,
personal shit?
"Me as a father, I am not going to do that to my son.
Yeah.
Stop it! You are being a bad father
Yeah,
for
he essentially
doing this
said
to
that
your
LeBron
son."
is fucking Bronny by having him play basketball in the NBA. Like, he's essentially a bad father because
All of us sitting
his son
right
is
here,
in the NBA.
if we are in that position,
That's
we're
crazy.
bringing our son with us.
Yeah.
We all want to do that, but now because it's LeBron,
So keep that same energy. The dude
No,
just called
I'm
your
with
wife
you.
a hoe.
No, I'm with you on
Right.
that.
But
He should have
but
brought
that's
on Kevin
where
Gates'
that's where
ass.
the line is
Okay,
crossed.
so that's what
He's
I'm
not.
saying.
Where's
He
the
thought
line
he was a
crossed?
It's Twitter fingers
not.
versus somebody
Yeah.
who actually
don't
knows
matter.
what they're talking about.
It
But
don't
he's not
matter.
a tough guy, though.
If
Kevin
you say it
Gates
on
is
Twitter, you say it to
known.
my face, you still said it, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
Kevin Gates is known, or whatever the fuck his name is. He's known. Okay,
You don't
he's
even know
known.
his
The same-
name. You don't
'cause
know
I
his
don't
name.
listen-
You
I
just
don't
proved
listen to
the
mumble rap.
point.
I don't listen to mumble rap, but he
I'm
does
saying-
pop
I
up on my
I like
page.
Gates' music. I'm
But
not
you
gonna
know
lie,
who
but
Stephen A. Smith is.
I know who Gates is too.
But
Yeah, but
LeBron's
you-
not
everyone
tough
knows
like
who
that.
Stephen A.
name.
Smith is.
You
Before
don't know his
anybody knew
name.
who Kevin Gates was, to be honest,
Thank
and I
you.
love Kevin Gates' music.
I fuck with
A
Kevin
lot.
Gates
The
hard.
people who
But
know
y'all
But everybody
knew, y'all
knows
knew Stephen A. was talking shit
Mr.
about
Smith.
Kobe. He was talking shit about Kobe 20 years ago. Kevin Gates was a 15-year-old kid and ain't nobody knew who the fuck he was.
And he was
Who am I
watching
gonna say
Mr. Smith
something
on TV.
to? Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm
And
saying
if a
LeBron's
rapper had
not a
mentioned
tough
his name,
And
you would have
that's
known it
important.
too.
That's important to recognize before anything.
That's
'Cause
my
it-
point.
Here's
People
what's
should
being
know
said.
who they're
Kevin,
talking to.
here's what we'll say this. Kevin Gates isn't a nobody. So yeah, that
Not
news
at all.
travels
Well,
fast. So
no.
if again,
No,
I don't
it's-
if he said personal shit about his son, cool. You had a certain type of energy about your
Yeah.
fucking son. All right. The nigga called your wife a fucking hoe.
But
Okay.
Al,
You keep that same fucking energy, but you know what it is? You know what it is? He doesn't give a fuck about his wife because he cares about getting fucked by another man. There you have it. You heard it on the Blunt Lab first.
Hey, Micah,
You're
end the
speaking-
show.
Okay.
Micah,
You're
end the
speaking
show
with
That's
your
now.
Al at AOL.com.
bro, what you're
Yeah,
talking about,
goddamn right.
I get that. Like, that's your mindset. He ain't no tough guy. So why are we assuming?
So then
that he's
again,
gonna do
keep
stuff
your
like
mouth
that?
shut about your son. If you're not a tough guy,
Wanna
shut the fuck
widen
up
his
about your son. Because you know what? What did Stephen A. say that was untrue in that statement? Whether it was hurtful or not, please tell me what was untrue in that statement.
Bro, if
Le-
you get your kids in the
Bronny should have
NBA,
started off in the fucking G League. You know
He
why?
may be.
Because he wasn't cut out to be. Now,
Hey,
granted,
guess what?
the
He
motherfucker
killed
just had a
the
heart
G League
attack.
all year. He killed the G League all year. So what?
It
Bro,
don't matter.
why would you
That's
Keep
what
the
you're
same
supposed to
fucking
do.
energy is what I'm saying.
get
That's
your
what you're
son
supposed
the
to do. If you
NBA?
played in the NBA
You're a
as
bad
an
father?
absolute nobody, you're supposed to kill the G League.
And he did
You're
exactly
supposed
that.
to drop
He
60
did
every
exactly
game in the
that.
G
He
League, to
did
be honest.
exactly that.
Are
I
you
don't
a
think he
bad
dropped
father?
60, but I know what you're
Because
Yeah,
saying.
but not. Hey, let me
Play with your
throw
son
this.
in the NBA. That's crazy, right?
Let me throw this
How are
out
you
there
a
to you
bad
guys.
father?
Do you guys notice? Do you guys notice that Bronny wasn't killing it in the G League until that shit with Stephen Smith happened? And the G League wouldn't be hard to pay off some players to let Bronny get the stats he needs to help his daddy look good again.
And now it turns
So
into
again,
that.
He
Now
shoots.
it
He
turns
scores.
into that.
Kobe.
That's
Now it
fair.
turns into that. You can say whatever the fuck you want. The shit is rigged. This, and that. No,
Right.
you ain't
It's-
gonna rig a ball going in the fucking hoop. You
Is there
can't rig me
anyone?
dropping
is-
somebody and fucking putting my nuts in their mouth. Like, we're talking about two different situations here. Like, what are we
Now,
doing?
and to
man?
answer your question, Marcus, does it make him a bad father? No, because yeah, you want to play with your son in the league, you want to break that kind of record. But to the point that Stephen A. was trying to make, what did that do to help your son's career?
Shit,
He's got one.
Okay,
let's
nothing.
let's look at that Bucks game then. Let's look at that Bucks game a couple weeks ago.
Well, yeah, but he should have started off in the G League. I mean, coming
And
out
he
in the big league.
He did just that.
100%.
Fucking killed, and he fucking killed the G League.
Who's
Now
to
let's
say,
get
man?
to.
I mean, it worked out for him.
Yeah,
Okay, he played in
He
NBA
killed the G
with his
League.
guys.
Motherfucker
I
averaged
don't
70
think
plus.
you could. I don't think you could say many bad things about LeBron as a father, husband, or any of that, which is what I think makes him, great in a lot of ways. But if anybody does not agree that Jordan, at least for my generation,
He's the GOAT.
is the GOAT, that's to me just, you haven't watched a lot of previous basketball, because right now the GOAT is whoever's going to be the next
See, and
GOAT. And when
that's
Jordan
where-
passed the torch to Kobe, that told me Kobe was like the next
And look,
guy. I don't
if
know what
Steph-
happened after that.
if Steph wins a ring this year,
he
which I'm
won't.
I'm
He won't.
praying for.
He
I'm
won't.
praying that he does.
We
If
vote.
Steph wins a
He
ring
very
this year,
well could. We all
I
know
never
that.
want to hear any talk about LeBron.
But this is
And-
what
Brown's
we're
in the
talking
combo,
about.
man.
You're saying that a
I would
Steph
agree.
Curry with a Jimmy Butler should be a 40-year-old LeBron.
Hey,
Well, no shit, he should.
With
he got
Lucas.
Luka.
Oh my God.
Wow,
We can't
wow,
leave Luka
Luka,
out.
Luka, they
Luka's
don't have
better
a
than
fucking
everybody.
team.
Oh,
Oklahoma
wow.
City Thunder is a great team because they
Jimmy's
are
hurt.
Somebody with Luka doesn't have a team.
Boston-
Jimmy's hurt.
Boston
Lucas.
Celtics are the number 2 seed because they are deep. The Cleveland Cavaliers are the number 1
Yeah.
team because they are deep.
Okay.
The Warriors are not. Steph.
The
So you can't say
Lakers have-
Steve-
The Lakers were.
The
Do
Lakers
the Warriors have to
nobody.
be?
The
The
That's
Lakers were.
that's
The
kind of
Lakers got
untrue.
those guys.
Julian,
The Lakers
yeah,
got
one at a
some
time,
guys.
guys. Julian says players are better now. Unfortunately,
They're more skilled.
they may be more skilled and more athletic, but the players today are
They're
selfish.
not better. Yeah, they're not
But
But
better.
they're not better.
No,
Just more
no.
skilled.
There's a
Right.
higher percentage that are better at basketball. Yes, at all around basketball. But back
Yeah,
in
the
those
game has
days,
progressed.
they were all
Mhm.
they were focused. They were focused on one position. As where they
Right.
all now have to be shooters. They all now have to play zone basketball, which used to be illegal.
Mhm.
Like it used to be like you did this, you did this, you did that, and that's not like that now. So yes,
they- you know,
and
to give
and
you
those
an
guys
obvious-
got to go to athletic training instead of having to go to work at 12 years old and get beat on by their mom and dad.
That makes
It's
a
like
difference.
To give you an example, like when you look at Kobe and Michael, Kobe had better technical skills than Michael, but that didn't make him a better player than Michael.
Mhm.
He
Essentially,
also
Nobody.
gave credit to Michael for where he got his moves from.
almost everything
And
he
I don't
did.
think Michael passed the torch on TV for no reason. He said he
Mhm.
got his moves from me. And,
Now, let's
and
get some
that's,
dirty-
you know,
Kobe, who ain't good as Braun. So that's
Oh,
that's
shit.
crazy. That's insane.
That's straight doo doo.
That's wild.
That's straight. doo-doo.
That is
But
wild.
hey, let's talk about how dirty Dylan Brooks and what's that other kid's name? Thompson.
Gasol or
He has a
Amin?
twin brother. We'll talk about bums in the
I
league.
think it's Amin. I think that one.
Yeah.
Gasol and Amin.
Yeah.
And both of them are good, so I don't know what you're
Yeah.
talking about.
Who's the one that tossed?
Draymond Green did that. Draymond Green tripped him into Jimmy.
Have you watched
Draymond
that
Green did
video?
that shit.
But hey, did you
Watch
see?
the video.
Babe, do you have that clip of Amin Thompson
Draymond
tossing
Green has
that
a
white boy?
history of doing wild, dumb, foolish shit. And if it happens to
KD
him,
won't
because
get hung for
hey,
witchcraft if he played in the 80s. Wow.
does KD have the right?
I'm not.
mindset
I
for it?
like
Yeah, that's
Kevin
the
Durant.
thing.
I can't even speak to that. I think Kevin Durant's a great basketball player.
Dude, you're
Maybe
A lot of
he
these-
might even be the next GOAT
here's
KD's
what I'm going to say. I'll put it in black
after
and white
Kobe.
when it
Excuse me.
when it comes
Or
to the
Jordan.
players of yesterday and today. The players today may have better physical attributes, faster, maybe a little stronger here or whatever, but because internally 95% of them are bitch made,
Oh,
they
man.
really wouldn't have survived back then. So
Some of these guys got that dog in them.
Bro,
Some
but
of
you're
these
No,
guys
some
got
of them.
that dog.
some of them.
95.5 is a fair
But
assessment.
you're
Some of
talking
them.
about players who grew up in a league that was soft. Now let's
Mm.
change the roles. If they grew up in a time where they weren't going to survive as being soft, they would have adapted to a league that was, if you're a bitch, you're
You
gonna
would
get
think so.
out.
You would think
That's
so.
that's. But all of these dudes, like, if Jordan grew up in the 2000s, the way that I have, and a lot of these players who are playing, he would have adapted to the league that it
Yeah.
is now.
He would be
MJ
the
was a
best again.
dog. MJ was a dog. He was a fucking killer, and he
Here's why
destroyed
Kobe was
people
successful. Here's why
because he got destroyed by others.
no.
He
Here's
had
why
to
Kobe was so
become that.
successful in his era, because everybody else was a bitch internally, and this nigga had a dog in him, and
What
he
are we
wanted to
talking
win.
about?
And
What
he
are
had
we talking
Shaq.
about?
When-
What are we
And he had
talking
Shaq.
about?
I just want to throw that
What
in.
are we talking
A
about? Kobe
lot of
started
these
in what,
guys-
96?
There were
That's
some guys that would have
MJ's league.
survived. But dude,
96 was MJ's league.
if
What are we
you
talking
want to say, look at how again we'll talk about the bitch since his name has popped up. LeBron would not have survived in the 80s or the 90s.
That's such
You want to know
horseshit.
why?
That's
No,
such
because he's a
horseshit.
bitch. Okay,
That's
when you
such
got a
horseshit.
guy flopping at every single play and then wanting to play peekaboo
Everybody flops
and
in the
wanting to play
NBA.
peekaboo
Everybody
to see
flops
if you
in the
notice
NBA.
me. No,
MJ has
no,
flopped in the
no.
NBA. I
He's
will
a bitch.
fucking pull
He's a
clips,
bitch.
and I will
He would have
send it
never
to the Blunt Lab.
survived.
I will send it to the Blunt
All
Lab
these
chat.
dudes,
He would have
all
got
these
beat
dudes
up
want
by
to
Tony Kukoc.
one at a time.
MJ.
All these dudes want to shorten the season because they're bitch made. Okay.
LeBron played
All,
70
all
games
these
as a-
new
as a
cats, all these
20-year-old.
new cats want to shorten the season because they're bitch made. You never heard these old cats, and these old cats played harder than these skirt wearing
They
pansies
didn't play
today.
harder. They just got
Okay.
They were happy about expansion teams.
Again,
and,
the bitches
more
today
games.
would not have lasted with the men, plain and simple. Now, Amen Thompson, do we have a clip of this dude tossing that white boy around? Let's see if we can get that pulled up. There we go.
Okay. Oh, that's
Wow.
Sore loser.
Yeah. That's
Where's
it.
the one with
Oh,
Tyler Hero? Oh,
that
there's
makes
another.
him a
one.
sore loser. This is the shit they did in your
Hey.
league, Al, but now he's a sore loser for doing
Look at
that.
that.
Watch how
This is
men
the shit they did in your league.
through here.
This is
and
90s
he
basketball.
Nah, you're
This
talking
is
you're talking
90s
different now.
basketball. This is 80s basketball.
This is not what. No,
That's
no,
not
it's
the
not.
view.
This is not.
Okay,
it.
now
It is
rewind the
not
clip
this.
and watch
Draymond's
Draymond
trying
push
to
him.
box him out.
Watch Draymond push him.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's Draymond. That's Draymond's fault.
Draymond
Oh,
push him.
Draymond's a dirty mother. I never said Draymond was a clean motherfucker. Let's not put words in my mouth.
But the clips we're watching right now is your GOAT basketball era. But now that he does it in the league that you say is soft, he's a sore loser.
Dude,
I wouldn't say that's his.
This is
that-
the
in,
shit
in
that
the
the
league,
80s
in
and
the league,
90s
in the
basketball
league,
was.
in the league that I say is soft today, bro, these niggas are not playing any kind of
Well,
defense.
what are y'all?
You're trying to say the niggas of the 80s and the 90s fought. Go
This
back
is
and
what
watch
they
tape.
did.
You
This is
know
what they
that is not
Not
what
like that.
you want to know who did that. I'll point out who did that specifically back
whole
in those days
Pistons.
because
The whole
you
Pistons.
had people who were assigned to do those things.
Yeah.
What's
Dennis
that big white
Rodman.
boy's name in Detroit?
Bill Lambier.
Lambier was one.
Bill Lambier was
Dennis
a
Rodman. Larry Bird was swinging on
Dennis
them.
Rodman and Bill Lambier were very different, but
John
yeah, they were both-
Stockton
they're
was
both
another
great.
one.
They
Jeff
were all
Hornacek
doing it.
was
What are
another
They
y'all-
one.
all did
What
it.
are y'all arguing? I'm lost. What's the argument?
Al said that Amen was a sore loser. When the
Yeah,
clips
he
that
is.
were just
That's not
showed
basketball.
is
What
that's
he just
80s
did-
and 90s basketball right there.
That's
What we
not
just
No, it's
saw.
not.
basketball. That's
No,
That
it's
is
not.
what they did.
No, it's
A lot
not.
of that shit-
That is
what
not
they
80s and
did.
90s basketball.
A lot
I
of
think
that
the
from
95
80s and
Oh,
final
90s.
so
thing.
what about that 03 team in the Palace? What the fuck was that?
That was the game
Oh,
That's not
progressing
basketball.
to.
That's not
That was
basketball
two-
either.
That was 2003.
That's
That
what
wasn't
they
80s
all-
or
What the
90s.
fuck does that have to do with these bitches playing ball today and what real men were playing back in the day?
You're calling Amen
Look,
soft and
Matt,
sore loser for
Matt,
doing
straight
what
up,
they did.
These niggas were there. These niggas, oh, I need a mental day. Oh, let's shorten the season. My body can't
Yeah.
take it. But yet, all you clowns want to say these niggas are stronger, faster, technically better.
Hmm.
But yet they can't fucking play 82 games without crying like a bunch of bitches.
Can't
That's
play
the
But
with
league.
the
yet,
flu.
I'm supposed to believe that they're men.
'cause you got
And
the
what
flu,
man
you can't
Thompson
play?
was doing there is basketball. That's not how these niggas played ball back in the day, bro.
That's 100% how they
Maybe there were dudes that did plays like that, but that's not how they played
100%
ball.
how they
That's
were
not the whole story of how motherfuckers played ball back then. No,
It is the way that
No,
y'all talk,
no,
how it was
no.
so much tougher.
Man Thompson,
harder, they played
in
better
those
defense.
particular clips that we just saw,
Same
was
shit.
getting outdone in those games, and that's how he chose to react. That's not the way these niggas played ball back in the day. There's a
So
big
it's-
difference between the two situations.
But
Now,
it's-
what were you
that-
trying to say, Marcus?
I'm just. I'm like, what the hell are y'all talking about? Like, if you take, it's not a conversation of like if this person grew up in this era. No, if you take like Devin Booker and drop him in the '80s, Devin Booker's getting busy, bro. Like, who's stopping that? This motherfucker
Nobody.
can score from everywhere. But with that said, he's definitely going to get taken apart too, and he's probably gonna get beat up a little bit.
Yeah, the
I
way
don't
Amin
think-
Thompson was just doing in those clips.
Like that wasn't basketball, and a lot of those shit that the Pistons, the bad boy Pistons, did, a lot of that shit wasn't basketball either. Like,
No.
I don't think you can blame the current players for how soft they are. The league is soft, and if you're gonna take advantage of how the rules are set, then yeah, these niggas are gonna be a little bit prima donnas because that's the league. It's not. I don't think that basketball is any better now than it was then. I think basketball was better then, even though guys are more skilled. It's just something, I don't know, man. Like the analytics and everything has changed the way people play. Everybody wants to shoot threes. There's not really a lot of strategy anymore. It's just run down the court, run off the screen, shoot a three. You know, do the same thing, play a zone defense. Like
That's what the Boston Celtics do, and they're about to go back to back. So
yeah. So
And look at those dirty motherfuckers. They took
I don't know
Jalen
about
out.
to go. I don't know about to go back to back, but yeah.
They'll probably make it. Oh, with Cleveland.
they're going
I
to
think
the
Cleveland-
finals. Ain't nobody in the East stopping them. I'll
I
tell you
think
that right now.
Cleveland can do
Who,
it.
Boston?
Man. I think
Yeah.
Cleveland can
Oh.
do it.
Fuck no.
I don't know
If
they'll
Derek
get
White
out of the-
drops
I don't know
if
they'll
Derek
get
White
out of
drops
this
30 a couple more times,
series.
ain't nobody stopping Boston.
If
No.
And
it's
that's
crazy. It's
how
always
is
if
Derek
with any
White-
Boston team, really.
How is Derek White dropping 30? And how are these motherfuckers getting away with playing as dirty as they are?
Derek White's nice, man.
So
Derek
now
White's
it's
a
that they're
kick winner.
dirty, bro.
He's a good corner. He's a good
Oh,
corner
I hate
shooter.
the-
Can
I
play a
hate
little
the
bit of deep.
Celtics. Like I hate the Celtics more than any sports team outside of the Red Sox. Like I just do.
I'm about,
me
to have
both.
a,
They are
I'm about
good.
to have a fucking brain hemorrhage right now.
I hear
Every time we
Jalen
have
and I hear
this discussion-
Jalen Brown and I hear Jalen Brown crying about how Cole Anthony handled his ass. Like, dude, you're doing the same thing.
I think
You're doing
Jalen
the
Brown
same
needs
exact
to
thing,
leave.
and you're crying. Jalen Brown's a
Everybody
I will say this.
cries.
I don't mind
Everybody
seeing the
cries.
Celtics win, but I don't want to see them win like this. So I hope they make some
Everybody cries,
changes
bro.
and work their way up because
Everybody
you know
cries.
Larry Bird against Magic Johnson for me was a fantastic rivalry.
Yeah.
So it's cool if they come back, but not like that.
yeah.
If you know,
And like-
it's not. No, I don't want to watch that.
I hope Boston doesn't come out.
I
It
want to
doesn't-
hear y'all's reaction.
I hope
to
they get
if-
beat by
if-
the
if-
Magic.
Just want to hear the reaction to if the Lakers win. What y'all gonna say?
Lakers ain't winning shit.
Oh, the Lakers got enough trouble right now in this first.
I'm
race.
just saying,
And
like
it's
the
going
way
crazy.
that y'all talk and how
If the Lakers win, it's crazy.
oh,
Baby
it,
Jordan,
it,
baby
it,
Jordan
if
about to
Steph
be his
gets
daddy.
another ring and if
Okay,
this,
if
this,
the
and
Lakers
that.
win, it'll be because of Luca.
There we go. There
No,
you
They've
go.
been saying if
That's
about
got a
any
point.
team LeBron's
But,
associated
but
with for
if
so
they
long,
lose,
it's crazy
it's
to me.
Braun sucks. He can't do
No,
it.
if they lose, it's because they
Bad.
suck. But if they
No,
win,
they
it's
don't
because
have
Luca's.
to have-
But it's
they
also
traded
because Braun
everybody
sucks
for
too. I
Luka.
would
Well,
say.
I mean, let's just bring up
If
the
he's
fact
on
that
the team.
motherfucker dropped 38 points the other night while Luca had the stomach bug and couldn't.
What
In
I'm
a
saying,
loss.
LeBron's
He
been in the
couldn't
league.
play.
So
In a
Luca
loss.
admitted.
In a
Luca
loss.
admitted it was a
One at a
stomach
time,
bug
guys.
and
One at a
took the
time,
game
guys.
out.
What were you saying, Marcus?
Right.
I'm saying like LeBron been in the league like 50 years, so he shouldn't be leading your team at this point.
And he still
That team
is. That's the
sucks.
fucking sad part. That's
Yeah,
the
man,
fucking
but they
sad
suck
part.
a little bit. Like they got Luka
But
and LeBron and
That's
whatever.
the thing that you keep
Austin
trying to go.
Reeves.
See what I mean? Like, okay, in Dallas,
Yes, you.
Luka been balling out in Dallas, right?
Yeah.
So, and I'm not saying he's not getting stats in LA because the ball is going through him, but like that, it goes more to show what we try to say when we say LeBron brings out the worst in the rest of the players.
What are
around
we
him.
talking about? Luca's been running the show, and Luca got 6, so Braun took over and dropped 38.
But
You're
Luca's
your
been
whole
running the
your
show
whole-
over LeBron.
Yes,
Back to
all
the-
since
That's
Luca
crazy.
got there, the ball is going through Luca's hands every
should.
fucking play.
That I
Yeah,
agree.
it
Every
should.
play.
I turn your
Luka's the guy.
question back to you. If the Lakers win, what are we
It's
going to say
only
now?
because of Luca, but when they lose, it's because LeBron sucks and can't lead a team.
No,
That's what
no,
the
no.
narrative is going to be.
You
Braun's
just
been here
told
this
us- The narrative.
long.
You've,
I
you've
thought
never
we were
said
talking
anything much truer than that, Matt.
Yes.
Matt,
But when
you
they
just
win,
said,
it's only he had Luca.
you
Only
just said, Matt, no, you're missing the point. You just said the Lakers are winning because of Luca, not me.
No, I
You
did
said
not.
it.
I didn't say they were winning. I said they're running through Luca. The offense is
Yeah.
ran through Luka Doncic right now,
It should be though.
and
It
it
should
should be.
They
LeBron is
probably-
40 years old. He should
they
not
wouldn't
be
have
the
been a-
best player on the team.
They would not have been a third seed if they would not have been a third seed. So back to
That's
your
a bunch of
question
horse
of if the Lakers win, because the conversation was about Braun and his legacy. If the Lakers win, what does it say about Bron's legacy? Was your question.
he only
So I
won because
turn
of
it
Luka.
back to
Yeah,
you.
he got one because of Luka. Yeah,
That's
But
it.
you-
That's
He
what
got
it's gonna
one
be.
because of Luka.
But Steph
I'm
don't
not-
have 2 rings because of KD.
I'm not asking what
He
other
only has
people
one
would say.
Finals MVP because he
Hey,
played
hey,
with KD.
KD has
Like,
2 rings because of Steph. Let's get
Hey,
that. Let's
hey,
get
now,
that.
I'm
Steph
asking-
was
be the
not
way.
winning 17 and 18
It was
without
a
Kevin
team
Durant.
effort.
He
But
was
look,
not winning
But
without
look,
Kevin Durant.
look who stayed
It was
put.
a
Look
team
who
effort.
stayed put his entire career, and look who bounced around just like Kevin Gates'
Yeah,
wife.
and look who had a great
Hmm.
front
Yo.
office, and look who had a
Hmm.
the
Wow.
greatest coach of all time. Of course, I'm staying put with a great front office and the best coach in
Yeah,
NBA
because you
history.
don't need to bounce around all-star hopping the way this motherfucker did. The all-stars came
That's
to
the
him,
league.
and the only one
Steve-
that came to him is KD.
How? That's
Steve
the
Kerr.
league, though.
Steve Kerr would not have his coaching record without Steph.
Without Mark Jackson, let's
Without-
put that up. He
Yeah,
took
Mark
Mark
Jackson.
Jackson's team, and his way
I agree
that
with
he
that.
played and
I
coached,
agree with
and
that.
Steve Kerr looks like
So
he's the
to
best ever
that
because of
point-
Mark Jackson, another great coach.
Wow.
All right, now
The
that
guys
you
didn't
pointed
have
out
this
the part that
freedom.
I was going to say next, that's exactly what I'm saying. You were saying that he's got one of the best coaches ever.
Because he
Steve Kerr will
does.
not- Steve Kerr doesn't have his coaching record without Stephen Curry, not the other way around, buddy.
And Steph Curry doesn't have what he has without Kevin Durant, and I can put that. I will take that shit to the grave with
No
me.
way.
Braun
No way.
beat them down 3-1 with the best team of all time. He lost the first year
Steph beat
alone.
Steph beat KD and said, "Come be here next year."
We need you because Braun just beat us. He spanked us.
Oh my god!
Like, what are we
Oh.
talking about? What the fuck are we talking about?
No.
Isn't
no,
that
Matt,
after
the fuck are we
LeBron?
To be
Did
fair,
everything
After
he did?
LeBron won, he literally said, "KD, come play with us, please. We
Matt.
can't beat
I mean,
LeBron."
Matt, I'm
Steph
with
had
you.
already won. Steph
with
had
If you
already
both
won.
play against each
Bro,
other and you're
bro,
both
One at a
bro,
time,
oh my
guys.
god.
One at
No,
a
I'm
time.
with
Go
you,
ahead.
man. If LeBron is a GOAT, then that shouldn't be a question. Like, he should beat Steph. He should have beat Steph with KD. If he's a GOAT, I'm just saying. I'm not trying to say he's not great.
Mhm.
But if he's
Okay,
a
Mhm.
I
GOAT,
hear you. I
GOATs
hear you.
win
Great argument.
all the
But
time.
okay, we got LeBron and Kyle Korver versus Steph Curry and Kevin Durant. Who the fuck is winning
Yeah,
that series?
statistics is what you're saying.
Please, put this. Close your fucking blinders on because y'all love Jordan.
I'll give you that too. I'll give you those two finals.
His
that
best
he
player was Kyle
outmatched.
Korver and J.R. Smith.
Yeah.
Of course, Steph Curry and KD are.
J.R.
rookies
Smith is a
fucking
baller,
ass.
dog. You talking down like J.R. can't ball, though.
We're talking down like KD's not one of the best players of all time.
All right, J.R. is a
KD
baller.
is
Now
one of
Kyle
the best
Korver,
players of all time.
Like,
that's
let's chill,
Ashton
please,
Kutcher trying to play
please.
ball, but
Please, like,
J.R.
come on.
Smith can play ball. LeBron has always had a number 2 that has been good and worthy enough to win. But LeBron
That's
is
how
not
you
good
win
enough.
a finals. That is how you win. That's
Yeah,
literally how
that's
you
true.
win.
Yeah,
Nobody
that's
in
how you win.
history has won a finals without a number 2 option who was a great.
That's
Never
true.
in
Well,
history.
But look,
Kobe.
you keep
Kobe.
saying KD. Steph won before KD.
Yeah.
And
Steph had
Klay
Clay
Thompson,
and
Draymond Green,
Draymond. Okay,
Harrison Barnes.
a team. Okay,
Like, Flash-
LeBron has never searched to be on a team.
That was
LeBron has always wanted to have 2 or 3
No,
all-stars
he
by
was.
his side because that's what he needs to win because he
because
can't do it any other way.
Because he
started
went
by-
to the
on a
finals
team.
in Cleveland in 2007 and got his
Yeah.
ass beat by the Dynasty Spurs and
Yeah.
lost. He
Mm-hmm.
played 2 more years with that bum ass team and couldn't win. So what did he do? He found help like
Took
everybody
his
else.
talents to
why you
practice
blame the
outdoors.
team though?
Because that team was fucking terrible. His best player was
Oh.
Eric Snow and Anderson Varejao.
Right.
What are we talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah.
What are we
Mo
talking
Williams
about?
That one year, Mo went to the All-Star game.
What are we talking about?
Like LeBron
Yeah, let's
played
do
on a
predictions
team,
and
but
wrap
the
this
league
up.
is different. Like the league is different, man. Like
I hope Nuggets
did
and
what you're
Boston
supposed
don't
to
make
do.
it as wild.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Huey just
mean,
said, you just dropped in there. Are we gonna do predictions? He said that he doesn't want the Nuggets or Boston to win. So yeah, let's
Nice.
do these predictions and
Yeah,
Well,
predictions that we can round it out.
I second that. All right, we'll start with you, Matt. Who you got going?
I think from the East, it'll either be Boston or Cleveland. That's who's going to go to the finals from the East, in my opinion. And then in the West, I don't think the Thunder go very far. I think the
Ooh.
Nuggets, the Clippers, and the Lakers or the Warriors are in for the best run. If the Timberwolves beat the Lakers, they could take it all the way again. But I think the Nuggets, the Clippers, and probably the Warriors and the Lakers have the best chances to make it out of the West.
Mhm.
I don't think OKC does it.
Okay.
What about you, Marcus?
I'm with Matt. East. It's gonna be Cleveland or Boston. Hopefully Cleveland. Like fuck Boston. Out west though,
Second
I
that.
believe in Oklahoma. I kind of believe in them, man. Like they're not just beating teams. Like they're ragdolling teams.
They're just so young. If they run into the Warriors or something, that
My
experience
thing
is
is
gonna kill them.
Golden State don't got enough. Like Steph is great and Jimmy's great, and that's it. Like Draymond's not providing you consistent offense. No, you got no big, so you can't rebound. You can't play big with them.
They made it work though. They're like what 23-4 with Jimmy Butler on the team. That
Yeah,
speaks for itself.
yeah.
They were
I mean,
a
they were
lottery team.
good.
They were a lottery team before they got Jimmy.
They did good. I mean, we've seen this work before with them, but I don't know, man. I feel like the league is different. Denver, I'm with you with Denver. Denver gets out of this round, or the
They
Clippers,
got to beat the
whichever
Clippers,
one.
man. Yeah.
Yeah, whichever one of them makes it out, they're dangerous as hell. Like they're, and just like Golden State, I don't believe in the Lakers either. Like that 2-man game shit is cool, but nah, man, not when I need to just focus on you and LeBron, or I just need to focus on you and Jimmy. No, this is
But that's the thing, like-
if I gotta focus on Steph, you ain't running off screens all day, and I'm gonna have Jimmy be the one to beat me. We watched Jimmy not win titles being that guy.
He says Warriors and
So-
Knicks in the finals. Hey,
Yeah, he
look,
said
I'm cool.
Warriors Knicks.
That'll
I'm
be
cool with the
interesting.
Warriors, but
I like to see the Knicks make it. They're not going
fuck
to.
the Knicks.
They
I
ain't
like
making
to see
shit. The Knicks are fucking trash. Sorry.
I like Jalen Brunson, man.
They got rid of two of their best players in DiVincenzo and Russell. I mean,
well,
I
Randall's a
should've
bum.
kept
DiVincenzo,
Randall,
they should have never got rid of DiVincenzo, but Randall's a bum.
They got the
Ever
big
since
cat, man.
Big
Fuck
Cat
the
came
Big Bird.
in, he kind of changed how the Knicks look.
He's soft too, though. He's
What about
soft
you,
too,
Rick? What are
though.
your predictions?
after all
Yeah, he
that,
is soft. He's a crybaby.
So, if you would have asked me my predictions a couple of days ago, I would have confidently told you the Warriors are going to the Western Conference Finals. Jimmy is now basically saying he's at least out for the rest of the Houston series at this point. So that does change things a little bit. But I'm still that's my team from the West that I want to win. Thunder and the Nuggets it'll probably be one of them that goes to the finals. If I'm being real. And yeah, I think the Lakers, I'm like you. I don't even want to see Bron win. But
hater.
if they start, I don't want to see him win.
That
the
MJ
same-
legacy gonna be in shambles if he wins his fifth. I'll tell you that.
No, it won't. Not at all.
No,
because
no,
like
it'll
you
take him too
said,
long to get there.
because
It'll
like
take him
you
too long,
said, the Lakers were going to be shit this year until Luka got there, and now they're running the offense through him. So that'll be Luka's win. He'll probably get Finals MVP if the Lakers win.
That's
So that's
total
it.
horse shit. But all right.
Moving over to the East. I'm pulling for the Mets to go through, but they honestly look like shit in the playoffs right now.
MVPs.
I would love to see it happen, but they're not going to get past Boston.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I think Cleveland looks like the strongest. I think the league probably wants Boston to go though. So yeah, its prediction would say it's going to be Boston and Thunder, and the emphasis is going to be next round when the Lakers and the Warriors win because the league wants that to see those two play.
God bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
What about you, James? What are your predictions?
Right? You just
That's a tough one. That was a interesting breakdown of what's going to happen. I was thinking Magic for the East, of course. Maybe Cleveland, maybe the Heat. I don't know, but the Celtics, I really just don't think are going all the way. And maybe LA in the West, or I don't know. It could be anybody in the West, really. If Steph Curry gets it, I think it'll prove a lot about what he can do and what he's been doing from the beginning. So it's just going to be a tough. It's tough for me to call because this playoff series I think is the best I've seen in at least a few years.
Very long time. I agree.
So it's really there's a lot to pay attention to, a lot more than there has been in previous years. So it's a really tough one to call.
The
But
West is
it's
definitely-
magic. It's magic in the East for me though.
That's what I'm hoping for too. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
hoping they can hurt the Celtics enough to get through that series. And but I feel like it's just Franz and Paolo. From what I've seen in the first couple of games, I didn't reach the third game because
they're not shooting good. They're not shooting too good from the perimeter. They were the third worst team in the league for shooting from the perimeter, and it's garbage. Like even if you watch that first game where we were leading at halftime by a point, if you watch that first half, literally we should have been up by 25 points. It was just missed open shots, not contested shots, missed open shots from corners, from the third, from the key. Paulo was the only one getting attention up there, and
turning the ball over, it's just disgusting to watch. So in the East,
Love
I'm
it.
not familiar with the rest of the other teams, so I can't really call it in the East, but I am pulling for the Warriors because I'd love to see Steph get this ring.
Just a hater.
Yeah, I don't want,
How many would that give him now?
He'd have-
5.
yeah,
five.
That'd be number 5.
And
On
with
LeBron-
different teams.
Wait, so that'd be. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, and he's done it with different teams, like different teammates. There
Got
is
it.
outside
LeBron's
of,
done it with different teams too. That's
Well, hold on.
important.
How many teams has Steph Curry been
Steph
on?
has done it with different teammates. LeBron has done it
Right.
with different
The
teams
team
because he
build.
can't
Got
keep
it.
his
team
punk ass.
build. Like
Gotcha.
the reason I'm
But-
bringing this up is to sort of like kind of emphasize what happened for MJ. For MJ, MJ honed in with a team and won 3 championships, then honed in with another team and won 3 more.
One of the greatest teams of all time.
And,
Let's
and
not
in
dumb it down.
between was actually a pretty fire baseball player too.
Let's,
Could've
oh,
been.
okay.
I'm not gonna lie.
Y'all are just fuck. Get
I mean, he
his
only
dick
had
out of
1
y'all's
year.
mouth, please.
Could have
Get
been
his
as
dick out of
crazy. He
y'all's
played
mouth.
1 year and he was fire.
He was the worst baseball player we've ever seen in the history
That's
of baseball.
insane.
That is not true.
Yeah.
Y'all
I've
can
seen
have
a-
the
I've seen a
GOAT
lot
in
worse
NBA,
baseball
and I'll
players
give
than
y'all
Michael
that.
Jordan.
I'll give y'all that. You can have the GOAT in NBA.
But those are our
He's
predictions.
one of the
LeBron will never be the GOAT. We appreciate you guys joining us. Everyone that was chiming in today,
Thanks
we
for having
appreciate you
me.
guys chiming in. Thanks for listening. Please remember to hit that like button.
Please remember we got
And
haters.
remember to like, subscribe, share, spread the word. We appreciate the support. Hey, signing off, I am Al, joined by Matt, Marcus, Rick, and James. Peace.